77 L code, riding down the west coast.
DFCRadio.com.
The cannabis portion of this show is designed as entertainment only for legal medicinal cannabis patients over 21 years of age and is not meant to encourage any other activity or use. Yeah, dick.
Talking about the heavy tea road show. Knowing someone better than your show. And everybody knowing this whole show. Yeah. Talking about the heavy tea road show.
People, are you ready? Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Don't worry about the president. He can't stop us now.
Yo, what is? Hey, I know y'all missed us last week. We were off. We were a little beat from traveling around. We went to the Indo Expo and also the Cerritos Hydro Customer Appreciation Day.
Yeah.
Jerome was telling everyone how to get 27 pounds per watt. And he was in high demand. He actually came into the studio and hit a little bit over here at Cerritos Hydro doing his thing. But it's all right, Jerome. You know, I know you're a shy guy. You're not shy behind the mic, though. And so the listeners are going to get to ask you any question they want tonight, as well as myself. We have a great show coming up. We have Cali Roots Festival, talking about music and also a collaboration that they are doing in the cannabis world, in the cannabis space. And we have Tim McGraw in studio. Can you believe it? Tim McGraw from Canna Hub.
Yeah.
President,
shit. I thought that was a
CEO,
country.
something like that. But he's a cool guy. He'll be in here chopping it up, telling you what's up with Canna Business. He has spaces for lease still available in around California that you can start your Canna business. So I don't know if that interests you, but I know it does me, and I want to hear all about what he has to say. Also, we'll be taking your grow questions.
Listen up.
Phone number is 562-653-0707. We're running on a light crew here, a skeleton crew. Dr. Duff did not like his reduction in pay from 0 to having to pay me to be here. So in protest, he said, I'm not showing up. So we cut the Duff,
He's out.
and we cut some of the fat. Horty Chris isn't here.
There's still a lot of fat.
Hashtag, where's Horty?
Horty Chris thought that we had last week and this week off. And he was up texting me if we're going to do a show at 9 a.m. And so he went back to bed and has yet to awake. If he does and shows up, we'll have a good one. But nonetheless, me and Jiggity Jerome are in the house. Marcos Poyos is taking your calls and screening them, calling with your grow questions. All callers do get hooked up with grow gear from our awesome sponsors. Let's start with the lady tonight out in California, or here in California, Erica. What's growing on? Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you tonight?
You know, I have a chance to talk without Duff or Horty here, so you're going to hear a lot of heavy tea.
All right. What's up, man?
What up? What's your question?
All right. So, where do I get most of my flavor from? Out of soil or water?
Well, are you asking what, growing in water like hydroponics or growing in soil? Or are you asking?
Where do I get most of the flavor from? Where can I get the best?
Well, it depends on what you like, but the best flavor is going to be what the plant produces, and the healthier the plant, the better it's going to push out the terpenes, the esters, and the flavonoids that create that flavor. If you have a sick plant, it's not going to be there. As far as soil or water, I mean, a lot of people like that earthy taste. Don't you think, Jerome, that soil gives it? It's just, for me, if I'm growing a strawberry, I want the strawberry to taste like a strawberry, not like dirt.
Right.
And so I use cocoa, right? Because I prefer a hybrid method that I could use synthetics and organics in, and it's a little more forgiving. It stays hydrated for longer than other hydroponic methods, but it is a hydroponic method. And I could use the organics that some people associate with those earthy flavors, but without the dirt taste, more of an earthy flavor. So
Right,
for me, it's cocoa, but where the taste comes from is Mother Nature, what the plant has evolved or been bred to do. But it is a topic of debate. I mean, a lot of the probiotic guys, Jerome, say earth or soil is the only way to go.
I mean, realistically, a plant's no different than a person. We're genetically only going to be built to run so fast and do things to a certain level. And a plant has that potential. And when you unlock the plant's full potential, meaning you're able to give a plant a healthy life cycle, it's only going to produce so much no matter what. And as far as the delivery method, whether it's soil, cocoa, any hydroponic method, you got to look at it as just a delivery method so that the plant could absorb nutrients and minerals. So, it's just science. Plants need food. How are you going to deliver that? That's one thing or another. But as far as unlocking flavor out of the plant, you need to make sure the plant is as healthy as possible. It's only going to be as flavorful as that plant can produce in the first place.
Yep. And look, there are some things that you can add to fill in the gaps if you didn't hit it out of the park at each interval during grow or bloom. Products like Floralicious Plus, Terpinator and Floralicious Plus are two of my favorites, but there are other ones. There's Resin Faker out there. there's Snowstorm. What are some of the OG ones too that people use to bring out these colors and these flavors?
There's tons of products.
Ooze.
Molasses, sweet, all these different, can of boosts, you name it.
Well, and that's a good point about the molasses, Jerome, because people actually think the molasses is giving it a flavor, and it's kind of true because certain weights of sugars can be taken up by the plant, but it's not used by the plant, right? The plant produces sugar as a byproduct of photosynthesis. That's a carbohydrate that its life cycle, right? It powers all of the growing, all the production, everything. When you give a plant a sugar, it takes it up into the tissue like water. And it could be left there, and when you consume it, it could taste a little sweeter. Or you'll notice if you use a grape-flavored one or a citrus one, that it'll have a little bit of tinge of that. And that's because it is in the actual plant. I don't know how you feel about that, Erica. I'm okay with sugars being in there, but some people are like, listen, I don't want any artificial flavoring, so to speak, and it is.
Right.
Yeah, what's your style of
And
growing?
I just want to smoke skunk butt. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want. I want my stuff to smell like that, taste like that.
Well, what's up?
Yeah.
I mean, what's your favorite genetics? Like, what's your favorite smoke?
Well, I'm doing autoflowers right now. I got a Mosquito Alien versus Triangle going, along with their new line of strawberry nuggets and Bluetooth.
Okay. Well,
But-
I've never heard of any of those. Have you,
Fire
Jerome?
shit, man.
It's fire?
Check them out.
Okay.
Check them out. Mosquito is what's up.
I'll see what's up. I'll check it out. Well, so what's your favorite type of smoke though? Like OGs, like
Man.
couch lock? Or you like more like heady high?
Man, I'm a couch lock type of bitch. For real. I don't know if I can say that on here, but that's what I am. Couch lock, definitely.
You a bad bitch. You can say whatever you want.
All right, that's what's up. Yep,
That's-
I like to not feel like getting up and just sitting there and sparking another one after that.
Yeah. So like
Constantly.
heavy indicas, the LA
yeah,
Confidential,
my
the
fave.
Gorilla Glue, even
Masters.
yeah, those are
Man,
the,
I just got finished with some hella Gorilla Glue. I won a contest on Facebook for it.
all right. Shit, Facebook is giving away weed now, huh? That's crazy.
No.
So listen, look, I got that
Best looking picture.
soil guys texting me right now from Pacific Grow Supply. Yeah, Chris, we know that you got good flavor, and I see your nugs looking good, buddy. So like those type of plants are easier to grow. So you should be able to bring out the flavor and add the Terpinator. I'm gonna send you a gallon of the Terpinator. It's like $70, Erica. You can use it as
Dude, you
soil.
rock.
You can use it as soil. You can use it with those autoflowers. You can use it the entire growth cycle. It says up to 20 milliliters per gallon. I stick around 10 milliliters and then bump it up the last 2 weeks. I'm also going to send you some smart pots and some of the original green pads Hang them up, give them a squirt, let the CO2 rain down.
Dude, we've been wanting some of them pots too, man.
Well, you got some, girl. Tell all the homies to call in. Heavy Cheese Grow Show hooking you up.
Hell yeah, it's like Christmas.
It is, though. It is. It is. All right, Erica. Oh, I didn't get her shop going. I back to the flavors of what we can do. You know, like Chris was saying from texting me, he's all about the dirt. I told the people what I like. What do you look for in the flavor? And is it dirt or hydro? I know you are the hydro guy.
No, well, I personally don't care. You know, good weed is good weed at the end of the day. I think one of the most important things people can, you know, remember to do when they're growing is to do a proper flush. A lot of the things that you may see in as far as the aesthetics, you know, oh, this looks great, it's sticky, but it tastes like shit. It burns, you know, it turns hard as rock in my bowl. It doesn't burn right when you roll it up. A lot of that has to do with the flush. It's not even about trying to put in all these sugars as much as it's trying to leach out all these different minerals you've been pumping into the plant, so this way you're not tasting it into the product.
Have you heard people talking about that the leach is a fallacy? That you can't really leach out things, but the plant can use up what it has stored. And the plant, unless you're using some crazy heavy metals, the plant absorbs the nutrient at an ionic level. So it doesn't know if it comes from the dirt or from an organic source, or if it comes from a salt.
At that point, it's food is food.
And it comes in, and it's in the plant. The chemical, the chemi style of grow that people talk about, or the bowl that you spark and it's like 4th of July shooting off fireworks and popping and stuff. I mean, we've all been there. Do you attribute that to nutrient buildup in the flower?
It could be seeds too.
It could be, especially if you're smoking any Dr. Duff shit.
But I mean, you know, whenever you're flushing, number one, a lot of that's going to bring out different color characteristics. Telling the plant that it's time to finish up will also bring out a lot of different character traits. Is, you know, in my belief too, is it's also telling the plant to start to turn on different mechanisms that may bring on different types of genetic flavors and different things like that. So, you know, until we do a lot of different research and are able to actually look at these as they develop and see what makes them do the things that we've been seeing for years, you know, we'll never really know. I mean, we're able to look and clone people and do all these different things as far as other researches and different, you know, aspects of the world. Once we get to that type of technology here, we're able to look at tissue culture as a way to produce clones that are not only perfect in ways of, you know, disease-free. They're going to grow, you know, very similar to each other, weaning out the dud factor a lot of people know about. It's just going to change a lot of things for people. So this way we can actually increase the amount of production, but good product, and really be able to hone in on perfecting, you know, these different strains.
As a commercial grower, you always got to be kind of one step ahead of the trends that are happening and people's flavors. Back in the day, OGs were, it was no-brainer. OGs, people want it all the time, right? You get that gassy flavor. It's no problem. Now, it seems like the exotics, like the flavors, the punches, the fruity, not the oranges though. No, not the oranges. People think that the tangerine smell is fake on there. A lot of people do, especially in Southern California where we're at. As a commercial guy, how hard is it to stay on top of that? Because we're talking about to put something in production, to have enough cuts ready and the whole thing. You're 3-4 months away from putting a strain into production, right?
Right.
Or having to be done. So how is it that a commercial guy stays on it? Is it from the guys that work at the retail side and you get feedback?
I mean, it's a little
trolling
bit of
Instagram?
everything. Well, once you grow a plant, I mean, we always do small tests, but you got to look at things like this as, you know, weed is like food too, is not everybody's going to like the same thing. So what we think smells good, tastes good, is a good high, somebody else is going to completely disagree.
No, but a taco shop's going to be pretty successful in Southern California.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if it looks great, you know, more than likely people are going to try it at least one time. They're going to know if it's for them or not. And, you know, I think a lot of popularity is a lot of psychological things, too. Is like, it's just like growing up and watching your favorite basketball player wear a certain pair of shoes, and all of a sudden you want those shoes. It's
Are
not
you
because they're the
referencing the
best.
Jungle Boys right now?
Well, I'm not referencing them in general, but I'm just saying anything in life. You know, people don't realize a lot of marketing is that way. If it's, somebody that you look up to and they're wearing something, a lot of that, it is what it is. That's why people get paid to market.
Yeah.
So,
what about having proprietary strains?
And that's another hard thing is when you have a proprietary strain at this point, it's everybody got something from somewhere. Nobody created anything from scratch.
Some pollen chucker made that shit.
Well, whether they
Accidentally
traveled around the world and found a strain, in a whole different, part of the world and brought it around, and then they started to breed it, that's a whole nother thing. But nobody invented weed. It's been around.
That's right. Mother Nature perfected it. Check it out. We are going to take a quick break. Phone lines are open, 562-653-0707. Marcos Poyle will get you on. We're giving away the entire room, the storeroom tonight, which is a lot of stuff. I got a lot of small T-shirts. No growers seem to wear smalls. You notice that? It's Heavy T's Grow Show on the one and the only DFZRadio.com. Fuck you, dude.
Got me smoking the bass, no stress cheese. Now hold up, roll up. Check the situation, about to go nuts. With a little bit of perk up in my cup. You could tell the bartender to fill it on up. That's alright, baby, work your stuff. And that's all night, baby, work your strut. You and your friends can ride when I go. Take a little spin in my Monte Carlo. Take a little dip, baby, show you how I roll. Take a little hit, baby, off on the hydro. Eyes so lit, make me look like my eyes closed. Purple drink mix, make me look like my eyes glow. Hypno Grey Goose with a little grape juice. That's how it is, so I'ma have to take side diesel in my blood. Purple drink in my cups, I'ma tell the DJ, crank it on up. Side diesel in my blood, purple drink in my cup, so I'ma tell the DJ, crank it on up. Yeah, crank it up, crank it on up, crank it up. Sour diesel up in my blood, purple drink up in my cup, crank it up, crank it on up. It's the ADX team with no doubt in between, and we stay fresh and clean when we hop on the scene, and we style on them, profile on them. If they wanna act crazy, then we wild on them. It's the S to the T and that Cambo G, either Maserati blue or the Lambo green, and that Chevrolet mean when it drop on the street. Either hating on you or they hating on me, and it's shaved up, raised up, drop it to the flow, got them blades to stay tough, and the candy on the bike, same color as sour. Catch me on the site 100 miles per hour. This is my life, so this ain't ours. So I stay tight, so this is power. With the ADX team, you could call us some brave hearts. Sour diesel trees, you could call it the trademark. Side diesel in my blood, purple drink in my cup. Someone tell the DJ, crank it on up. Side diesel in my blood, purple drink in my cup. Someone tell the DJ, crank it on up. Yeah, crank it up, crank it on up, crank it up. Sour diesel up in my blood,
DFZRadio.com.
Heavy T Grow Show. But dilly.
Are you ready to start cloning but don't know where to start? HDI has you covered, the only propagation-focused company. HDI was founded in 1997 and is the master distributor of Clonex throughout North America, like the Clonex rooting gel, which has been on the market since 1988. EPA registered and approved for use on food crops and cannabis. It's the only rooting gel approved by the Washington and Colorado Department of Agriculture for propagating cannabis plants. Used by thousands of plant nurseries, commercial growers, scientists, and greenhouse growers with billions of clones successfully rooted. That's Clonex rooting gel. But healthy clones start with healthy mothers. And with Mother Plant from HDI, you are fulfilling the nutritional needs of mother plants without excess nitrates, supporting strong, vibrant clones. And now you're ready for some Clone X Mist, a ready-to-use foliar spray for mother plants, cuttings, and rooting clones. Pop your clones into Root Riot plant starter cubes, and they are safe for use in hydroponic systems and are a proprietary blend of micronutrients that is certified food safe. And don't forget to add the Mycorrhiza with Clone X Root Maximizer, a mycorrhizae fungi, beneficial bacteria, and trichoderma that increases the surface area of your plant's roots, allowing the plants to access more nutrients and water. And don't forget to feed with Clone X Clone Solution, formulated for rooted clones and seedlings, a special blend of minerals and vitamins that encourage rapid root development. So no matter what your propagation needs are, remember HDI has you covered. Check them out at hydrodynamicsintl.com. That's hydrodynamicsintl.com.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Dr. Duffman here. Wanted to talk to you about what I wish I had in my garden. And that, my friends, is a Nanolux double-ended fixture, which is leading the industry as I speak in double-ended technology. I will no longer need 10 150-watt lights to cover my 5x5 area. With just one double-ended fixture from Nanolux, I can cover that area. Also, no more need for that pesky Richter timer of mine that goes off at all kinds of random hours. With Nanolux's fixture, it comes NCCS ready, meaning I can control it on my computer. So if you're like me and your lighting situation sucks, then upgrade to Nanolux's double-ended fixtures today, and don't be a Duff man. For more information on Nanolux, check them out at nanoluxtech.com. That's NANOLUXTECH.com.
You are listening to the Heavy T Grow Show. Call in right now, 562-653-0707, for your chance to talk to Heavy T, Horty Chris, or Dr. Duffman. Killing it.
Launch crew, ready to reservoir.
What's the load factor, sir?
Bringing the Rhizoblast liquid at 2 mils per gallon.
Okay, sir. We are loaded and ready to launch.
10, 9.
Okay, men. It's time to blast off into the plant's root zone and into another galaxy of root growth.
Rhizoblast is a proprietary blend of seaweed and the single-celled algae chlorella. Chlorella's abundance of amino acids and minerals contribute to its value in hydroponics. The benefits used in Rhizoblast are explosive root growth, the use with any growing medium or hydro system, its ideal use for transplanting, and the enhancement of your plant vigor and fast-flowering plants. Let your plants have a blast and see a world of a difference with Rhizoblast from Botanicare. Check it out at www.botanicare.com.
Yo, Kelly, pass me that blunt, you feel me? Mm-hmm.
She said she don't want 'em if they own her. She only want the nigga that don't want her. And nigga, you thirsty. You be all up in the ear, telling her the same shit she heard. Oh yeah, you thirsty. In the worst way, you thirsty. In the worst way, nigga, you thirsty. In the worst way, you be telling her the same shit she heard. If you send your bitch my direction, I bet I won't give her no attention, no affection. Same old questions, nigga, you thirsty. Your mind on the pussy, in my mind where a purse be busy. Boy, I make the shit look easy. She know I don't want her for that very fact she need me. I'm Easty, but I grew up on the west. They hear me loud and clear, that's why this ear up on my chest. Hundred gang running things, know that. That's why that bitch catch me where the dough at. And you can say that pussy girl, you know that shit throw back. And if it ain't, I still don't give a fuck. You can hold that. Easy. She said she don't want 'em if they own her. She only want the nigga that don't want her. And nigga, you thirsty. You be all up in the ear, telling her the same shit she heard. Oh yeah, you thirsty. In the worst way, you thirsty. In the worst way, nigga, you thirsty. In the worst way, you be telling her the same shit she heard. Oh
She
yeah.
got no patience. I don't really like waiting. Nah, kinda wanna taste it.
Here we are, Canicon, Dr. Duff. I'm up in here in the Natural Enemies. What's the name of your company?
Natural Enemies.
I just said it, bro. Damn, I'm good, dude. I can read. That's Long Beach education at its finest. So, Natural Enemies. What the hell is Natural Enemies, dude? Do I just go get my homies and we go around and we just kick some ass?
For the most part, yeah. Beneficial insects or predatory mites that feed on the pest mites that people have in their garden.
So you have beneficial mites that you sell to the public for their garden to get. What is a beneficial mite? What does it look like?
Well, you can see them with the naked eye pretty easily. Simply, we got pictures here to show you. But yeah, they feed on the pests that you have in the garden. There's no negative impact on your plants whatsoever. It takes the place of any chemical applications to your crop.
So if you have spider mites in your garden, right? I'm gonna go and buy my natural
Persimilis, Persimilis.
Persimilis. What is that? What's that word?
Persimilis is most aggressive against two-spot spider mites, basically.
Bam! Knowledge for your brains. Did your face just melt like mine? It did. Okay, Persimilis. I said it right. I know I did. But anyways, check this out. They have spider mite, anti-spider mites. What are they called again?
Spider mite predators.
Spider mite predators that will go in and eat your spider mites. If you got webs on your garden, first of all, you're doing wrong because you got webs. And then you're going to need to get this natural enemies, bro.
Word.
Damn straight. Hey, how much does these natural predators, how much do they cost?
It just depends on which ones that you buy. There's slow-release sachets versus active adults. Just go online at naturalenemiesbiocontrol.com.
There it is, naturalenemiesbiocontrol.com. Check them out. How much would a small jar of some natural enemies cost you?
$33 is a minimum, but you need to have a $100 minimum to place an order.
There it is, $100, people, okay? And you know what? How much does a $100 treat? How big of an area?
It's dependent. Dependent on pest pressure and the populations that you have going on. So there's nothing, no specifics that we can give you on it.
So just get a big-ass bottle and just throw them out and let them go to business.
Slow-release sachets are what you want to treat preventatively. You don't ever want to get to the adults.
Damn straight. You don't want no webs up on your stuff because then you're just going to have to throw it away, right?
You got it.
Or my buddy over here, he'll smoke it. Yeah, 420. Thank you very much. Natural Enemies. Thank you for coming on the Heavy T's Grow Show.
Thank you.
Oh, shit. CannaCon 2017.
And I don't hold up shit, you know what I mean, but to represent, you know what I mean, but to be me, you know what I mean, procreate, have better seeds, make a better nation.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back. Heavy T's Grow Show live right here on dfzradio.com. We're coming up with our first guest, plural guests. Tonight we have a samurai. Really, a samurai? Is this Samurai Nick?
Yeah.
How you doing? How you doing, sir?
Good, man. How are you?
We're doing pretty good. Now, where did you complete your samurai training at?
Man, I didn't. My grandmother was one of the first Japanese women to come over to America during the war. Married my grandfather, so Japanese is just in my culture, and they just decided that was going to be my job title.
That's dope, dude. I like it. And we also have the visionary, Chris. What's up, Chris? You there, Chris? I don't think Chris is there.
Oh, no, he was just there a minute ago.
Well, he better get back there. He might be taking a dump or something. We'll try to get him back. Oh, he's calling in on the get Chris back up there, Marcos Poyos. We'll talk with our boy Samurai Nick for a few minutes. What is your official title, though, aside from Samurai? What do you do at Yali Bird, right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Yali Bird is exactly how you say it. You know what, man? I don't really have a specific, we are a small crew that we're our own farm, and we do everything from marketing to our own Instagram to our own sales. The visionary, he's our cultivator. He does it all. So we kind of all have a bunch of different hats that we wear, and just to get the job done,
I feel you. Tell us a little bit about Yali and what you guys are doing, because it's in San Francisco, right? You're up there in NorCal.
How'd you get the name?
Yeah, the so-called mecca of weed up there. How did you come up with the name of Yali Bird?
So first off, our farm's up north, like you said, up there in the Mecca, but our dispensary is down here off Mission in Geneva. So we have our own retail location as well. We came up with the name Yali Bird because Chris, the visionary, is he is really into the Buddha, Eastern Indian type of vibe. And Yali bird, the Yali is a mythological creature that, is part lion, part elephant, part eagle, and it's supposed to represent everything from power, peace, and being a protector of all. So we kind of figured that into with our kind of reggae Rasta vibe that we kind of, almost live the lifestyle, if you will, of just kind of peace and harmony, and everybody is one. So we put the jaw in there is because, to be honest, this whole thing has been pretty much laid out in front of us. Like every step that we've taken as a company, as a family, has just kind of been one right after the other, and everything has happened and fallen in our favor. So it's kind of, we feel like it's kind of guided.
It's the flow of the universe working in your favor.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
It sounds like you're real spiritual, and you talk about the healing powers of ganja and cannabis, and you guys are running a business, of course. But how do you feel about the corporation, the incorporation of cannabis, so to speak, in California and in Northern California? I see a lot of home growers and people that have been part of the movement for a long time. A lot of our friends, right, that can no longer participate in the industry. Is it tough for you to walk the line of both sides?
No, you know what? I think the more attention that cannabis gets, the better. I understand that there's been, and I have love for the day one. I went to Oaksterdam's graduation at a and so I got to actually meet a lot of the people that were part of the very, very beginning revolution of the first dispensaries and things. So it was kind of a historical event for me to meet all these people that, I've always kind of heard about and looked up to. But all these people that are trying to get into it now, I appreciate them too, because, it's just giving cannabis attention, and it's just letting everybody know, how great this plant really is and how much it can really do for everybody, all walks of life. So, for me, it's the more the merrier, man. I don't hate on anybody trying to make a dime, and I definitely have mad love for the people who are, who've existed from day one,
Yep, and you guys are unique up there as well because you have something to offer to everyone, right? You have proprietary strains. I don't know if you heard us talking earlier, but Jerome's here, and he's the lead grower at Beach Center here in LA, and on a commercial level having proprietary strains. You guys have developed some really cool things up there.
Yeah, I wish Chris was on the line, man, because Chris could tell you he's a genius behind it all.
Oh shit! Your wish comes true, Nick. The universe just flowed Chris. He's back.
I told you, right?
What up, Chris? How you doing, man? Technical
Doing good,
difficulties. Technical difficulties here at DFZ Radio, but don't worry, it has happened before, and it will happen again. But you're the grower. You're the guy behind Jolly Bird. You get your hands dirty, right?
I do. I try to, at least. I hate to sit behind the desk all day, but lately it's more sitting behind the desk than anything with all these regulations and laws. I mean, it's crazy.
It is. There's a lot of work. Do you guys handle all of that in-house, or do you work with consulting groups to make sure it's streamlined?
We work with consultants. We work with attorneys. We work all across, from extractor specialists to cannabis law specialists to, licensing to workman's comp. Across the whole spectrum now.
I know they want everyone to pay these taxes now, dirty bastards.
Yep. There's a lot of taxes.
There are, and you're the grower though, right? You're the head guy in charge, the head cultivator. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into growing cannabis to start with? Aside to get the chicks and make those dollars.
I was in New Orleans by trade. I'm a real estate investor. I've been buying property since I was 20 years old, and the mortgage crisis came, and I thought I was doing everything right. I was like, you know what, this is screwed up out here. So I just said, you know what, I'm going to hedge my thing. I've always loved the plant. I grew up selling weed in high school, and so I went, and I saw it was something that's going to be coming around. The government was going to start letting in, and I thought it would be a lot more fun than kicking people out of their apartments, that's for sure.
That is. So you positioned yourself, and you position yourself for this moment in time where where you teamed up with the Samurai, and with your vision, you guys put it out there, and it's starting to flow for you. I was asking Nick a little bit about the proprietary strains and what you guys are doing as far as really setting yourself apart in the dispensary and the grow marketplace.
Yeah, so started breeding, and it takes a while to actually come and get the plant to fruit and try it all out and see what you like. But we've been doing that, and the goal is to have different strains for different ways you want to feel, moods, how you feeling. You want to be energetic, then you have this. If you want to just relax and sit in the tub, you got a strain for that. You want to just zombie out, be couch locked, we got something for that. So just getting the different spectrums, I think, is foremost. Spectrums of feeling is foremost in the company, and then along with also the look and the smell and so on.
Yeah, and it's not, as a cultivator, I can imagine, well, I know I grow what I want to smoke and what I think is the best, right? But when you put the business side of it, you have to start cultivating for what the masses want or what different variety of people want. And for you, you got to put stuff into your garden that sometimes you're just like, man, I got to grow this fucking strain right here again just because it moves so good out of the dispensary?
I haven't really been doing that. Luckily I've been able to have strains that were good enough to sell through the dispensaries. But, now that it's got a retail location, and I do got to appeal to the masses some more. So, yeah, I'm starting to go there, and I'm not all that excited about it, that's for sure.
What's your favorite strain you're growing right now?
I have to say my favorite strain is the Rapture, is the one I like to get.
Why?
Like to get going, and that one just gets you thinking, gets you creative, and gets you alive.
Not noided out thinking though, right? The noided out thinking ones back in the day when everything was in the gray area or illegal, it'd be like, oh, everyone knows I'm tearing down my fucking 6-lighter in my garage right now. But these days it's different, and it's a crazy thing of where the whole cannabis market is going and where you guys are going. You guys are doing it right. You're a licensed company up in San Francisco, and you guys are working with Cali Roots Festival now to basically create their own strain for their festival. Is that it?
Yep, that's what we did. We cultivated our own strain, and we have quite a few of them. And we haven't named them yet. We haven't brought them out. We just have them kicking it. And Cali Roots, they liked what we were doing. We liked what they were doing. So we got together, gave them some options, and they picked one that they thought was going to be right for the whole festival, for the whole movement.
And that's really killer of maintaining some of the original culture of cannabis and music have gone hand in hand since I started smoking, like going to festivals, concerts, and things. I can't remember one I've been to that I wasn't
I missed
at.
the Ragamuffins Festival in Long Beach.
The Bob Day? The old Bob Day? Was
that was the first experience I
these
had
guys-
walking
these
around
guys-
in front of cops just smoking. They don't give a fuck.
Jolly Bird's up there like, man, we got reggae on the river. Fuck your Bob Day down in Long Beach. But
Well, this was years before it was like really okay to just like puff it, in the open. And it's like an arena. It's not like an outdoor area, so it's just odd.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. So, guys, I mean, the overall brand vision, what do you want the listeners to know about Jolly Bird?
That we're not following what the crowd wants right now, because we believe that they don't really know what they want, the major part of the crowd. We're going for, strain-specific, full profile experience. So we're taking the flower, and we're trying to, we're doing it, taking it into the full full spectrum keef. So when you smoke the keef, you feel like you're smoking the flower. When we extract it into oil, most people, they're extracting just garbage. And because THC is THC, it is just what it is. Caffeine is caffeine. But then they're mixing all this fake stuff into it to make it taste crazy. And,
Right.
Just orange, lemon. But that's not what we're doing. We're keeping the true characteristic of the plant everywhere we go. And I don't know if anybody else is doing that. I don't think there is.
Well, I like it, and I like staying true to the roots and trying to stay true to the cannabis culture. Like, any wax or oil that I have, that's why I prefer rosin, because I could get a lot of the flavors of the flower out of it. I don't necessarily like the pins and stuff, even though they're really popular. It leaves like a little film on my mouth. I mean, it
hurts my throat like the old vaporizer boxes back in the day.
Well, that's all the Eagle 20 you're using.
Oh,
you gotta
dude.
stop using all that Eagle 20, player.
This guy.
Just kidding. It's the Abbott.
But
but
so right now, you know, we've got this new extraction process that we're just starting to. I mean, we're doing it right now, and it's amazing. We're doing something that other people aren't doing. We're extracting in a whole different way. That is saving those terpenes. Those terpenes that people are steam distilling, you know, they're having to heat them up, they're losing them.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a process where it's keeping them cool, it's keeping them in the state they're going to live in, and we're able to extract them out and make a full, full spectrum, strain-specific oil that's going to match the flower, which people are not doing.
That's really awesome. I can't wait to try it out, guys. It's Jolly Bird. It's www.jah, like jaw, libyrd.com. If you want to call them or get them on IG, go at Jollybird, and on Twitter. They offer a full range of cannabis products, and you guys deliver. You offer overnight delivery for Northern Cal, and if you live in Southern California for $15, you can try Jolly Bird stuff. It's overnight or free 2-day shipping, so you don't have to drive through traffic or wait in lines. And go to Cali Roots Fest. When is the festival, guys?
The Cali Roots Festival is 25, 26, 27.
All right. Well, have a great time, guys, and I can't wait to sample some of your products. Go check out Jolly Bird when you can. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Chris.
All right. Have a good one. Thank you.
All right. Keep growing, guys.
Peace and love, guys. Peace and love.
Peace and love. That's right. Keep the flow going, guys. 562-653-0707. That is the phone number. Let's go up to Joe Dabs. Joe. What's up, Joe Dabs?
What up?
How you doing, man? Did you hear about Jolly Bird right there?
Yeah.
What do you think? Keeping it real with keeping it OG, staying true to the flowers and the flavors and things?
Well, yeah, because sometimes I've been noticing with the distillate, it's like it comes out tasting like kind of like burnt plastic, and it leaves like a film in my mouth or something.
Yeah,
It's a weird aftertaste.
Kind of like a film on your teeth or in the back of your. I call it lung butter. Start getting some lung butter.
Popcorn lungs?
No, maybe it could be. You're the dab man, though. It sounds like Joe Dabs. What's your question?
When's the best time to be topping your plants? Is it before you're flipping them?
Well, yeah, but
before you turn them?
How big is your plant, too? I mean, a lot of times when I top a plant, it's only to look at adjacent branches that are going to be corresponding to where I'm going to top the plant down the center. So meaning, instead of having one top, I'm going to have multiple tops. I always like to look at a plant as north, east, south, and west when I top a plant. And I look where I have at least 4 branches is ideal for me, where I'm able to top that plant down, and that plant's going to be able to now focus its energy on those other branches and get that plant to for me, I like to use the method where you use a trellis and you're scrogging it out and weaving it through the trellis as it grows.
And it has the same effect as bending, and doing that will have the same effect as of topping.
Oh, absolutely. You're able to get those hormones from going to that main dominant, branch and spread it out to those others. So the more you can have, the better. So if you're topping a plant, always trying to look for other branches that you could top it that are nearby is ideal for me, because if you're just topping it to top it and you top it above all of these, you're not really doing that, in my opinion. It's all about doing things with a purpose and planting them. So the purpose of topping a plant typically is to get the plant to focus its energy on the other parts of the plant, meaning the other branches. So if you're just topping a plant above these, you're not really doing what you're focusing on.
Yeah, get it to spread out. It's a form of training and manipulating the hormone, the dominance inhibitor that the top branch always has and will always be the top. And that will grow towards the light. Then you have to raise the light unless you're scrogging or something.
Well, you have more solar panels. You got to think about it as your plant has these leaves, and those leaves are solar panels. They absorb light. So getting your plant to have more solar panels or more surface area per plant is just going to intensify.
More biomass. We talk about biomass a lot.
You're going to get the plant to drink faster. Your plants are going to be able to produce more fruit or flowers or whatever you're growing.
Yep. So when to do it for me, it depends on what I want. If I am going for bigger plants, I'll do it when the plant's about a foot tall, maybe 4 or 5 nodes at the most. If I am trying to do more of a sea of green, I may do it higher up on the plant. It just depends on on what I want the plants to do and how I want them to do it. At any point, if you top the plant, though, it's going to have that effect, right? So, and remember, every single node when you top it is going to try to become dominant. They're going to shoot up, and you're going to have these wispy little branches that go through the middle of your canopy. And when I lollipop, I clean a lot of that snarf away because they're taking away from energy from the main colas. Some guys prefer to leave it, and they do end up with a lot of weight, but they end up with a lot of fucking larf. That's a nightmare to process. A lot of it just goes into the hash bag, into the bubble bag, or whatever it is that you're doing with it, and it's taken away from the energy of the main colas. So once you top it, you're not done there on what I'm saying. You need to continue to thin it out, lollipop. You want more leaves, but you don't want too many leaves.
Right.
Like pruning is just as healthy as anything that you can do for the plant as long as you don't overdo it.
It's like when you look at a plant and you're trying to figure out what plant leaves to prune, you usually want to look at a plant as, okay, which leaves are not getting direct light. Number two, the thing I look for is if I'm looking at the plant, are these leaves going to create a humidity pocket where there's not going to be airflow within that area of the plant? Meaning, a lot of people, let's say they're really big plants, all the leaves will strip under the first layer of trellis. Well, that plant's a bigger plant. Now, if you're looking at a plant to top a tiny little plant, it's not going to be the same process. You want to wait, let's say if you're in a Hugo or a 1-gallon pot, it's typically probably around 2 weeks that you're going to wait after your initial transplant before you even think about topping the plant. If you're going into flower, you don't necessarily want to create too much stress as you're flipping into flower.
Yeah.
So ideally, you want to get that topping done at least, in my opinion, 7 to 10 days before you go into flower.
Yep, and it's exactly right. The plant is now wounded when you top it. It's got to heal that wound. So the energy is being redirected, but the first thing the plant's going to do is heal itself.
Right.
Same thing with stripping a lot of the foliage away. If you strip a lot away right before you go into bloom, that's fine, but you'd want a few days before you actually flip it so it's not double the stress, because both things are stressful. When you drop the hammer and go 12-12 on the light cycle, that's stressful for the planet. Nature doesn't happen that way. Slowly, the days get shorter or longer. It's not where it's 18 or 24 hours and then tomorrow it's 12 hours. And you'll see a lightening in the color right between the leaves. That's from the stress of that. If you just pruned it a whole bunch or topped it a whole bunch and you flip it, you're probably not going to get much action for the first week to 10 days. And you're not going to get that week to 10 days back. You're already a week in and your plants haven't really done shit.
Well, it's not going to, and another thing is I have top plants putting them into flower, and the only reason is we vegged them a little too big, and we're still putting them in there at the same amount of plants. So meaning I wanted them to kind of be, quote unquote, stunted a little bit.
Your ass went in there with a weed whacker and hedged it down.
I was like, I'm going to form this canopy now.
Hey, T, look how uniform my canopy is. 12 pounds of light.
Oh, dude, the stalks are already like the size of a baseball.
What's that weed whacker over there for? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. This is how they grow in my style. Okay, Joe, Mr. Dabs, I hope that helped you out, dude.
Yeah.
You hydro or soil guy?
Hydro.
Hydro, what do I got? I have some liquid karma and rhizoblast from Botanicare. I also have a limited edition t-shirt. What size t-shirt you wear?
XL.
XL? Got you, doggy. I'm going to send that out for you. Give a shout out to your local hydro shop, too.
Long Beach Hydro.
Oh, those guys are cool. You see my shirt that I'm wearing right now? We're in the Long Beach Hydro shirt, dog. You're trying to get on my good side, but I already gave you what you got. Too bad, so sad. Botanicare hooked you up, as well as Heavy T's Grow Show. And remember, the new Botanicare rolling tables, very affordable, well-made, just like all the Botanicare plastics and their products. Botanicare, makers of the best plastics and now rolling tables on the market. Go to botanicare.com. Thanks so much, Joe.
Dude, we should do a Botanicare rolling table with microphones on it.
We should make this table on a Botanicare rolling table, and then when Duff pisses us off, I can just slam the table into his chest.
Well, dude, we don't even need to roll it. We just need to be rolling the entire time when we're using the table.
Well, that's why you're here, but now you have to talk more today because I got left out solo. This is pretty nice. Maybe we just rename the show to the Jiggity and Heavy T show. Jiggity J and Heavy T. No, Heavy T has to come first. Heavy T and Jiggity J.
Dude, speaking of tea, man, have you seen the... this is so off topic, but... Dude, I fell in love with this 15-minute cartoon of fucking Mike Tyson, the Mike Tyson's Mystery. So if you guys are ever getting high out there and are looking for something funny, that shit is so funny, and it's really his voice.
Well, tell us a little bit about it. This might be a new segment. Jiggity Jerome gives you things to do when you're high.
Oh, man, I don't know. It's the most random shit I can ever explain. It's
you can't explain it. You can't explain.
I can't even explain. Every episode doesn't even really have a purpose, but it's funny as fuck.
It's like Rick and Morty with Mike Tyson.
But it's 15 minutes long, so it's really short and to the point. It's like that cartoon everybody watches on Adult Swim, Mr. Pickles with the dog.
Yeah.
The little satanic dog. It's like 10-minute episodes.
Yep.
It's great.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force too, man.
It's enough for like one joint and you're done.
With 2 kids and a real job, I don't have time for that shit. Dr. Duff, though. Hey, off topic too.
A real job.
Shut up.
This guy.
Listen, I got to be up at the butt crack at 10 a.m. The Dr. Duff, give him a shout out. He was upgraded from his son's club soccer team from equipment manager to fitness trainer. Give him a round of applause. He now has that numbing spray. He runs out and sprays on the kids' knees when they take a flop.
Wow, that's a huge upgrade. They trust him to touch their children.
I'm starting a movement as well on the ballot this November 2018 to rename soccer to cross-country football. We'll see if that works. Let's go to Tommy Cruz. Tommy Cruz is cruising on line 5. What's up, Tommy?
Yeah, what's going on? I had a quick question.
Sure, what's going on?
So same thing's happening in both rooms. It's under 750 watt double-ended light. Humidity and temps are cool. Humidity's been around 45 to 55. Temps been around 74 to like 80, 81. PPMs on the CO2 sniffers at about 1,500. But so what happened was, I'm used to using different type of potting soil, and about second week, day 14 in a flower, I started introducing like low PPMs, like 800 on some mills, and just kind of ease it in. And then as the weeks go on, I'll introduce higher PPM or whatever. So this time I tried a different potting soil, and I guess it's supercharged. It's like a 60 to 90 day supercharged soil. So I didn't know that. So like last week, I hit it with the 800 at like a 5.5 pH. To kind of like light flush it a little bit.
And you got the claw.
And I hit them kind of heavy, and then so now I'm seeing on certain plants like the top leaves will be yellow, looking like almost like kind of towards the end of like flower, like yellow, like black and nitrogen. But then there's other plants that look like, I don't know if it's a phosphorus burn, but they're like kind of curling more like towards the plant, not more like tacoing.
It's a witch toe going up, or it's going down like a claw. It's a witch toe going up and back or down.
Yeah, like curling in towards, like if you're looking like come here, kind of like little thing like whipping back in towards the plant.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then kind of twisting a little bit.
Oh
So,
yeah, you fried those up real good, huh?
Yeah, well, see, I've never used this shit, and I hit the dude up, asking like, hey, what's up with the soil, because they were looking like baller. And then he's like, oh yeah, it's like supercharged. I'm like, well, fuck, dude, like I've never used supercharged before, So then I was thinking about just trying to like flush them out a little bit with like a 500 ppm and maybe closer to like a 6.0 pH to maybe bring that pH back up a little bit and see if that works. But I'm kind of like, I don't fucking know what to do right now.
Yeah, and soil, listen, for the pH, the soil, you want to just stick to what you're usually given. A 6.2 to 6.5 is fine. Don't go chasing your tail, trying to drop it and change anything. At this point, you fried your plants, too much nutrient, too much is in there. We need to reset it. Flushing is not a bad idea to do that. I would recommend an enzyme flush.
I was going to say tea with an enzyme is great, but if you're in soil, 5.8, 6.0 seems a little low for a pH to me. Most of the people that I know that are in soil are anywhere from like 6.3, 6.4 on the low end, ideally around 6.5, 6.6. So, one of the things I would say is when you're flushing, to check your pH of the soil. I would say doing a flush with a good tea and an enzyme, you're going to be able to, not only break down all those nutrients that are in there, but you're able to, make them available to the plant again.
Accelerate the decomposition of the organics that are in the soil.
Oh, yeah. But the pH is way off to me. If you're in soil, you're too low.
But listen, if you want to water, I prefer having the control of watering or giving the plant what it needs through the water, through the hydroponic method, right? So why not just use cocoa, like a Big City cocoa mix, and water with the mills that way, and you can water each and every time. If you
he's never going to make this mistake again.
Oh, no, and it's about jumping around. There's a learning curve on every new product that you use. If you use a new nutrient and you haven't used that brand before, there's going to be a learning curve.
One plant or one table, depending on the size of your grow.
So this is the thing about jumping around from different soils, different nutrient lines. There's that learning curve, and that's why I tell so many growers, it's not necessarily what you're doing or what you're using. There's a lot of quality products out there, but it's knowing how to use those products with your system, and that you're going to get that from experience. So if you are dismissing your experience, like let's say you use Mills this time, and it's your first time using Mills, and you didn't have as much success as you thought you should have, and you say, this nutrient's trash, give me General Hydro next time I go in the hydro shop. Well, you're probably going to be disappointed that time as well, because you're going to have to learn how to use the General Hydroponic products with your strains in your environment, with your grow medium, all of those things. Whereas if you stuck with the Mills and kept going down the line, you're going to get better and better each time because you're going to understand how to use that product better. Don't jump around in grow mediums. Don't jump around in nutrient lines. And if the hydro shop is recommending you something and it's outside of your comfort zone, feel free to be like, no, man, I'll just wait till the other thing is here. If they have to order it or something, just work with those guys, because it's much better to have that relationship with the hydro shop guys and using their knowledge and experience to your benefit than it would be to say, I'm just going to grab what's on the shelf right now. And it may not be something that is compatible with your style of grow.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so leach it out with an enzyme. You can go get some SLF 100 or Hygrozyme, use 2 to 5 milliliters, and go ahead and leach it through where you have about 20 to 25% runoff. Come out of that thing, let it go dry out, right? Let it dry out, and then come back with a feed again. You're going to do a light feed with the A and B, and you said you're in week 1 of bloom?
Day 14.
No, I'm day 26.
Okay, so you're still going to be using the C4, but you're going to let it dry out completely. And to alleviate some of the burn, if you do notice nutrient burn for any grower, go ahead and either raise the lights or dim the lights down until you can do that flush, and it will minimize the damage.
Should I turn down the CO2 to like 1,200 or 1,000 ppm?
Yeah, because it's not going to be doing anything. You're just wasting your money with that right now.
So like 1,000 then? Just drop it down all the way?
Drop it down, and when you start feeding correlated back up slowly, and when you're back at full strength feeding, your CO2 should be at full strength as well.
All right, so should I dim them down to like 650 or like 500 watts, or what would be
Dim
good?
them down as low as they'll go, and do your CO2 800 to 1,200. Think of your CO2 as your turbocharger. You can't keep your turbocharger on high on plants that aren't, pumping at full power.
If it's not firing on all cylinders, you're wasting your money, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But organics also in soil are the way to go. So I'm gonna send you the full line of Mission Fertilizer, dude, to try side by side. Organics are more forgiving. I think you'll really dig it if you like digging around in the dirt. And of course, I'm Smart Pots, the patented fabric pot, perfect for dirt, nutrients, or not nutrients, perfect for any grow medium. All right, smartpots.com. Thanks, Tommy.
I have one quick. I've grabbed a bottle of some Microblight Plus C.
Yep.
So should I just use that alone with like nothing else, like no silica or anything? Just kind of use that, just some RO to kind of flush them out.
You can. A byproduct of those organisms in there will be some enzymes, but I would, instead of
Get
wasting
an enzyme for sure.
enzyme or just fresh water, I not much is going to happen with the Plus C, and it's pretty expensive.
Okay, so definitely get some Hygrozyme or some SLS and try to get it in there and flush it out.
Yeah, and excess nutrient in the root zone could fry the root hairs too. So the microlife is not a bad idea to start adding after you do the enzyme flush. Okay, to start regenerating some roots.
And one thing with the Hygrozyme, super expensive. If you're trying to ball on a budget, just look for anything with cellulase to break down cellulose.
Cellulase.
Anything with cellulase?
Yep, a higher amount of cellulase will break down the cellulose, the sugar on the roots.
Okay, thanks, Tommy.
Cool, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, stay safe. Bummer in the summer for Tommy. Well, we got full phone lines, and we got another guest coming up. We have to pay these bills, so listen to these words from our sponsors. Hey, what song is this? Is this the St. Diesel song?
This is that Cali Breeze right here,
Oh,
Superman.
Cali
Fly.
Breeze? Oh, man, I miss Cali.
Featuring Raj Hills. Shout out to Raj Hills, too.
I miss how he used to tell me the stories about racking out Duff's wife. Oh, well. We'll catch up soon on the Heavy Tea Grow Show, dfzradio.com.
I be grinding and making moves, you know the business. Pound the block, pushing work till it's finished. Serial killers need no fucking eyewitness. Extra clip, shit, I'm on my blade.
Respect you, respect me.
I've been hustling my whole life.
You know there's no nigga out here like this.
Seen the light. I see you niggas stopping at the stop sign. I'm California stopping cause the world is mine. Some claim defeat, the angels speak. They woke the king will sleep. The trip will be the way to me. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Saves confused when wearing capes, you fools. Still breaking the rules, roll moving, you lose. Handyman with the tool, I had to rock his body. I came to body like Lottie Dottie, and I don't wanna hurt nobody. I'ma break it down with the get down, watch it go down, hold it down with the 4 pound. Now you know now, it's about to go down.
Respect you, respect me.
I've been hustling my whole life.
You know there's no nigga out here like
Seen
this.
the light. I see you niggas stopping at the stop sign. I'm California stopping cause the world is mine. Some claim defeat, the angels speak. They woke the king will sleep. The trip will be the way to me.
My weaknesses and my strengths. But everybody know my strengths definitely outweigh my weaknesses. As long as that, I'm a human being, like everybody else. And if I meet somebody perfect, then they can train me. And they can help me be perfect. But there ain't nobody out there perfect. So we'll all just get along with it.
They say Machiavelli's resurrected, I can feel his presence. But the coldest thing, Machiavelli never left us. Who the fuck he think he is? Talking about Machiavelli never left us. Who the fuck is it? I'm an outlaw thug, like hustle to the death of me. Brutalist, alien, I'm mom lost, baby. Worth to get money, knowledge and a fucking lead. Think it's in a ghost if you stood right in front of me. Tupac eternally, Wilder's on his own shit. Think like new money, and you can pass it, show me. Worldwide masterpiece, hustle on this fucking street. On that dead fed crime, so they still tapping me. $1 million smile, girls say I'm sexy. Bachelor in arts, got it in psychology. Player, you ain't fly as me, still can't see me. Stand on oxygen, when you can't even do the
Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city.
Sorry, Horty. Game over.
Hey, man, you started early, huh?
Have you ever been interested in gardening with dry fertilizers? Well, you're not the only one, and let me tell you about Vermicrop Organics and their line of organic dry fertilizers. Healthy plants with a simple 4-step process. Step 1. Just measure out a half teaspoon per gallon of soil or 2 cups per 12 square feet of soil surface area. Step 2. Apply evenly to the soil surface. Step 3. Blend into the top layer of soil to avoid caking. Step 4. Water thoroughly. And that's it, simple as that. Great for vegetables, fruits, flowers, potted plants, trees, shrubs, annuals, and perennials. It's Vermicrop Organics VermiVeg 744. Along with the VermiBloom and PK Boost, you will have a complete line of organic nutrients and a garden that will thank you with a great harvest. Looking for an even simpler way? Then check out the Vermiall 666. This game-changing mix is formulated for all stages of growth in the fast-paced garden of champion vegetable and flower growers. And check out the Vermi-Bat Guano Fertilizer and the Vermi-Blood Blood Meal Fertilizer for feeding oversized, nitrogen-hungry plants. Learn more at vermicrop.com. That's vermicrop.com.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Hey, Dr. Duff, are you signing up for another one of those internet dating sites after your divorce?
Nah, I'm just ordering these freaking douchebags from China here. Just gonna be saving a lot of money on it. About $1 a bag.
Did you say douchebags?
Yeah, they're pots. They're fabric pots. They're, made in China. They save $1 a bag from all the other.
Oh, it sounds like an imitation smart pot or something.
Yeah, save $1, but, I'm pretty sure these douchebags are going to work.
Dude, I had a buddy of mine who used those same douchebags. He bought them direct from China. It killed his whole garden.
Bro, what? So I'm better off spending that extra $1 on a smart pot?
I'd get a smart pot.
Don't be a Duff Man. Make sure to buy the original patented Smart Pot. Check them out at smartpots.com. You're listening to Heavy T's Grow Show. Call in right now, 562-653-0707 for your chance to talk to Heavy T, Horty Chris, and the Duff Man only on DFCRadio.com.
Okay, got your ballasts check, reflectors check, fans check, just about ready to get growing. The last thing you need is your bulbs.
Let me get like 12 of, whatever's the cheapest you got.
Bro, really? You're using the best soils, best nutrients, best equipment, and you're going to use an Econo brand lamp? If you really want the best of the best, you need to go with the Ushio Hilux Grow Lamp. Ushio Hilux Grow Lamps have the highest quality and consistency in their construction, and they're engineered to give your plants the light spectrum they need for the best growth and biggest harvest. Plus, Ushio is the only company that offers 2100 micromole light output without needing to overdrive your lamps and ballasts. That means more light for your plants and longer light for your lamps.
Wow, I had no idea. Okay, sold. Give me the Ushio Hilux Grow Lamps.
Professional growers know not every lamp will give plants what they need to optimize their growth and yields and maximize profits. That's why the pros choose Ushio Hilux Grow Lamps. Offered in a full range of high-pressure sodium, metal halide, and ceramic metal halide options, Ushio Hilux Grow Lamps ensure that your plants are covered from seed to harvest no matter what lighting system you're using. For over 50 years, Ushio has been a trusted name and a leader in specialty lighting, and they stand by the name with a no questions asked 1-year warranty. So whether you run 5 lights or 500, you can be confident that you're buying the best horticulture lamps on the market. Ask for Ushio Hilux Grow Lamps and make sure to check them out online at www.ushio.com.
The next level of growing is here. The growing revolution is here. DFCRadio.com. DFCRadio.com.
Hey man, your garden smells amazing this year. What are you doing different?
Haven't you heard? We've been using the Turpinator.
Did you say Turpinator like terpenes?
Yes, exactly. Turpinator is designed to increase your plant's terpenes, which are responsible for everything from how your plants smell to how much flavorful oils they produce. Basically, Turpinator is the one-stop shop for an overall quality increase for your fruits and flowers.
That's awesome. You know, I can tell the Turpinator has not only increased the oils in all your herbs and flowers, but it looks like it's going to increase your dry weight as well. And dude, don't even get me started on those crystals. They look like mini icebergs.
Well, you better hurry up and get on board. It's flowering season right now. And since Turpinator is made right here in Sonoma County, you can literally find it in any hydro store in town. Boost your plant's oils and bring out flavors that will drive your friends wild. Turpinator. Sticky is an understatement.
You're listening to Heavy T's Grow Show. Call in right now, 562-653-0707 for your chance to
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Hey, bro, your garden's looking sweet, man. What are you using?
Yeah, man, I'm using a premium cocoa nutrient, Cocoa Tech A and B, man. It's an aggressive formula for increased yield during the flowering phase.
Wow, so this is made specially for cocoa?
You better believe it, man. It comes with easy-to-use 2-part formula. Formulated aggressive growth and superior blooms. Whoa, bro. Yeah, man. Tell 'em, Bob.
This aggressive formula contains proprietary blends of calcium to ensure your plants thrive. Backed by years of research, Cocoa Tech Premium Cocoa Nutrients are specifically designed to support and enhance your cocoa core growing experience. Use Cocoa Tech Premium Nutrients with Cocoa Tech Premium Cocoa Core for optimum results.
Yeah, man.
DFZRadio.com. Dilly Heavy T Grow Show. But dilly.
Ay, I want a lot of things in this life.
I want some things money can't buy. Like a girl who gon' keep it solid. Yeah. Like a girl who gon' need me one who gon' hold it down when I'm in a drought. Need me one who gon' get this cash when I'm running out. I need me one who gon' love this life I'm living with no problem. Hoes talking down, been my baby. Got 'em, need me one, need me one, need me one. I need me one, need me one, need me one. I need me one.
I need me one. Roll up another one, Jiggity Jerome. What up, Jerome? You already did, smoking the backwoods, gonna make me sick.
Shout out to Dooney Kush.
Shout out to DNG, smoking this backwoods in honor of DNG. That ninja be growing. 562, that's what DNG stands for. I'm not, stop laughing. I'm not that funny. Okay, we have our next guest coming up in just a minute. He's sitting right here. It's Tim McGraw from CannaHub. And we have a lot to talk about, but I do want to take care of our listeners and our growers out there that have been hanging on the phone line. So first off, we're going to have Ray. Ray, what's growing on tonight? Ray, you were waiting for so long. He went to take a turd. All right, safety meeting, Ray. Call back. Oh, I put him on hold. Hold on. I meant to hang up. Bye. Let's go to Joey. Joey has a problem with mics.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yo, what's going on tonight, player?
All right, well, I'm harvesting some plants right now, and when I'm chopping them down, I noticed some of the plants have spider mite webs starting to form on them. And my next greenhouse is vegging, and I'm worried that the spider mites are going to transfer over to them before I put it into flower, and I just want to know if there's any specific thing I could do to try to prevent the spider mites before I put that into flower.
You dig a ditch around the mite-infested greenhouse, fill it with gasoline, crocodiles, and all kinds of things, and it's a moat.
This is not Russian mites.
Yep. Check it out, dude. First off, at harvest is the wrong time to notice the webs and stuff. That is not that great, and it's going to be littered with all kinds of mites and mite shit.
So
Byproduct,
sparkle.
you might have to do the dreaded plant or bud wash to get that off, which is going to fuck up your trichomes as well. But it's a lot better than consuming mite poop. Okay, that being said, yes, you need to go hard on those other plants. How big a greenhouse is it? Like a little one?
Pretty big. It holds about 300 plants.
Okay, well, that's relative to the size of the plants. But okay, what you can do to prevent it, you can first off use some type of fogging system to put a kill on contact like perithrin into the greenhouse. So if things are making its way there, you basically kill and knock down everything that's making its way there. Mites typically just don't fly through the air. They're going to crawl over there, right? So you need to have some type of barrier on top or around your root zone, on your soil, or on your stalk. On your stalk, you can use tanglefoot on top of the root zone. You can dress it with gonads, or what are they? They're the grow stones. They basically lacerate small insects' bodies and kill the shit out of them. Then you just got to be proactive with preventative and with a kill on contact. In flower, there's a few out there that a lot of people use or that are available for use. Green Cleaner is one of them. That's real popular. Trifecta is another. Newcomb is also another one. And then what's that one that you like?
Therapy.
Plant Therapy.
I personally have used Newcomb. You have to be careful because you get some phytotoxicity.
It nukes your plants.
The thing is like a kill on contact for me is a great thing to get rid of the problem. Like you said, do a fogger. You could even go in there with an atomizer or paint sprayer and go to town and spray the walls, spray everywhere you can. But what I would end up trying to do is ultimately create some type of pest management program where you routinely, from veg all the way into bloom, you'll spray something on a basis of at least once to maybe 2 times a week. Now, integrating, beneficial bugs is a great thing you could do. Another thing you could do is I've personally used a product called Grandivo, Venerate, and Regalia. And I've even used them in conjunction with each other, from drenches to foliars. One thing I would recommend is maybe doing a Grandivo at like 15 mils. It's a powder, but use it at a tablespoon per gallon with a tablespoon per gallon of the Regalia. Hit that, 3 days later, do the same thing again, but with just Venerate at 1 tablespoon per gallon. And do this for at least 3 treatments, meaning on the third treatment, I would just do the Grandivo only, not the Regalia. So every 3 days, you're already hitting them and trying to break their life cycle. But in this process, too, you've already fogged everything. You've sprayed a contact killer, killed the eggs. And even the contact killers, you want to break the cycle of these. So you don't want to just spray it one time and be done. There's different beneficial bugs from, ladybugs, obviously, but different types of predatory mites. He mentioned russet mites. Tim here is like, oh, better not be that. But in all reality, a lot of these different predatory mites that you could buy will have Californicus or Swirsky mites that actually attack russet or broad mites, but also have different type of predatory mites that will attack the two-spotted, spider mite, which is probably what you have. So, making sure that you break the cycle of them with the contact killer and then go into some type of regimen that you can release, something on the ground, meaning your soldiers, your predatory bugs, and then using something that's not going to kill them on contact, using different type of sprays that will work in conjunction.
Yeah. So you need to go treat this as if you do have mites, because most likely you do. Right, and
you got webs.
And he had webs on the other one. He doesn't. On the one he's harvesting.
Wait till you hang the plants to dry them. You're gonna watch all the spider mites go to the top of the hanger. It's a trip. They go from the top of the.
Are we smoking some jiggity Jerome spider mites?
No, dude. Everybody started somewhere, man. I'm telling you, I can tell you about every goddamn experience. But it's like it's a trip. You'll watch them go from your bud, go all the way up, and they'll go to the top of your hanger.
Go down memory lane, jiggity Jerome. So, yeah, treat it like it is. Integrated Pest Management, that's the name. If you're indoors, I would also recommend turning down your light intensity and lowering the temperatures. That will slow down the reproductive process of the mites. In a greenhouse, you really don't have that luxury. As it gets hotter, they're going to be more and more out of control and breeding faster, so you got to be on it now. If you notice those before you harvest or while you're harvesting, you heard me say about the plant wash, you could also just use water and blast it off and wait a day to harvest when it's all dried out. Be real careful with that and bud rot though. Once you do harvest it, hang it up, put some fans on there to dry it out real well.
And that Grandivo Regalia, tablespoon of each, you could dunk your clones when you're transplanting in that safely, the entire plant. Just dunk the whole plant, root ball and all, and transplant away.
Yeah, man. Joey, it's not an uncommon thing that a lot of growers deal with, so I'm sure that other people out there are thinking about it too. It's that time of year. Be on it, dude. Kill on contact and preventative. Azamax neem oil is a great preventative. It's not going to do much to kill them, so that's why you need some type of kill on contact. The ones we mentioned.
Azamax is great, though, what you just mentioned, because that'll fuck up their reproductive cycle, meaning they're not going to develop into what they would have been to eat up on your plant.
Yeah, they don't reach sexual maturity. Joey, check it out. I'm going to send you the entire vermicrop line, dude, all organics. It's the Vermiol, the Vermi Backguano, the Vermi Blood Meal, the Veg, and the Bloom. Vermicrop makers of soils and nutrients. And some smart pots as well to put all your soil in, dude. All that stuff well worth over $100 million.
Give a shout out to Mark.
Shout out to Mark and shipping. The first shout out Mark's got. Shout out to Mark. Woo! Oh, we got a lady calling in. She wants to tell us about something that's going down. Audrey from the cultivation station?
What's going on? My name is Andre.
Andre, so you're not a chick. Way to go, Mark. Hey, Mark just got a shout out. No shout out for Mark on Andre's name. It says Audrey on there. So, anyways, Andre, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Can't spell.
Nothing, man. I'm calling represent the cultivation station here in Michigan, man.
That's what's good. Bob hit me up. You guys have a cool event coming up in about a month.
Hey, where in Michigan, by the way? I'm from Michigan originally.
Yeah, I mean, so Bob's been trusted in the hydroponic industry for over 20 years here in Michigan. We got 6 stores throughout the state, from Detroit all the way up to Traverse City, which is where we're having our big customer day event on June 9th.
That's dope.
So June 9th, every June in Traverse City is just amazing. Really, really beautiful Northwest Michigan town. The day is full of free food, free drinks. We're going to do a bunch of raffles, including like a free full line of canna. Have lots of vendors from all of our one-stops and nutrient companies. I mean, it's a really, really nice day for us up there.
That's dope. In 6 locations, you guys are positioned to serve the entire state of Michigan.
I mean, a fair amount of it, for sure. Growing more
every day. You know, Bob's been, like I said, Bob's been doing this for over 20 years in Michigan. So, you know, he always says, you know, you grow it, we know it, you know.
Hey, man, go ahead and give the number of that, the phone number and the website, and one more, the time or the date and time of that event.
Yeah, so you can find all of our information at thecultivationstation.com. The event will be happening in Traverse City at 1900 US 31. That's Traverse City, Michigan. June 9th, 2018. So
dope.
come see us, come smoke one with us, come hang out, all right?
Hey, man, and Bob extended an invitation to the Heavy Tea crew. We'll see if we can make that happen, and we'll blaze one up with you guys, hopefully.
Man, make that trip. That trip.
I mean, June is like bed bug time in Michigan, man. I don't know if I need to come out there. I'm just fucking with you, Andre. But check out the Cultivation Station. That's June 9th in Traverse City. Thanks, Audrey. Andre. Later.
Thanks a lot, man. Shout out to Big Bob, man. Bob holding it down for the Cultivation Station forever.
For a long time, man. He was one of our first interviews at an expo, too. We got nothing but love for him.
Amazing.
All right. Go check him out, the Cultivation Station in Michigan. Real quick, let me I have a correction here from Yali Bird. I mentioned that they do overnight shipping. They do not do overnight or any shipping. They're in accordance with California law. Jolly Bird does not offer overnight delivery. As a reminder, they recently purchased San Francisco dispensary Mission Organics and will be rebranding to Yali Bird in June. So no shipping, guys. Maybe that's something that's coming as the laws progress, but not right now. If you want to get their stuff, you got to go to the Yali Bird dispensary in June, and that's in San Francisco. All right, sorry, guys. It was on the press release that I got, but nonetheless, let's talk with our next guest. We have worn out all of the Tim McGraw jokes. So we have Tim here from Canahub. What's up, dude?
That's a famous name right there.
Yeah,
kind of, a little bit.
Yeah, he's a country
who's more
singer.
famous, him or me? But
well, you are pretty famous. You're a top 100 cannabis influencer or some business by High Times.
Yeah, top 100 most influential people in cannabis by High Times.
What'd you pay for that distinction?
No, I'm definitely honored. I mean, it was quite a the honorees were quite the makeup. I mean, it was honored to be part of it.
Canahub is a unique thing. It's basically a Canna campus where you have done the heavy lifting. You've gone into certain locales in California, built these facilities from the ground up specifically for cannabis. And you sold out one of the campuses already. The other one's filling up quick. What's going on? How does someone get on board with this?
Just reach out to us through the website, info@canna-hub.com. Or our phone number is on the website. I don't have it memorized for some reason. But we right now have under development over 2 million square feet. So it'll be a couple years before it's all filled up. But the demand that we're seeing right now is just insane. I mean, 10, 15, 25 phone calls a day, over 100 contacts a day through social media. So there's, everybody's wanting to go legal or get in, whatever the case may be. But we're really picky about who we do business with, operators-wise.
What is the requirement?
Well, it depends on how many square feet you are and what license type you have. We're zoned for every license type in California, except for outdoor grow and dispensary. We expect we'll add dispensary soon, but so that includes indoor, greenhouse or mixed light, distribution, manufacturing with volatile solvents, delivery, tissue culture, nursery. We have a third-party testing lab on both sites, so we have all state-required testing is done on site. So that saves operators a ton of money on transport and turnaround time.
Efficiency.
Oh, yeah, because normally, I mean, I've been an operator, so I know. You don't send one sample to the lab. You wait until you have a dozen samples, and you send them all together,
Yep.
So the turnaround time will be much faster. Just the economies of scale of having all of those operators on one park. And I think about it, too, like an incubator. I mean, at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of collaboration that happens between growers and manufacturers and dialing shit in. It's going to be awesome to watch.
It is.
It really is.
Was that the vision when you guys thought of Canahub? Or was it?
I've always been a big believer that the future of cannabis is in the science of cannabis and understanding the plant and understanding how terpenes interact with cannabinoids and the value of CBN and CB. Forget about CBD. I throw that one out for now. Just talk about CBN and CBC. I mean, this the medical value that those cannabinoids have, and being able to breed to raise the ratio of those cannabinoids. So I think there's a lot that's going to happen with both the genetic. The front end, basically, the genetics, obviously, through tissue culture and dialing that in and getting exact clean copies instead of doing seed. Like,
no
that's
mites.
Gonna go away.
No mites for like Joey has in his greenhouse.
What about GMO weed? How do you feel about that?
Well, GMO's got a bad name, but if I think it's when they introduce foreign proteins, like animal proteins and stuff like that, that's really fucked up. But if you're cleaning up, modifying it just by cleaning up faults in it, that's different.
Right.
Fixing errors in the genetic code is one thing, but introducing foreign proteins from another animal or plant or whatever, I think is messed up.
Yeah, and that's what I think of when GMO. But really, if you are manipulating anything outside of nature, where you're doing breeding and forcing.
But we do that with
right,
in vitro fertilization. We do that with everything at a
right.
cellular
So
level.
it's genetically modified, but it's when you add certain elements like inputs for Roundup or other nonsense like that.
Like even suicide genes. There's Monsanto has that in most of its seed. It's only good for one round.
Yeah. I kind of got the answer, but you said you got all these connections, and our listeners are out there, and they may be the guys that have contacted you. Mm-hmm. What are you looking for in a tenant? Like the bare minimum of what these guys need to have together, and a financial report too, because you come from a financial background too, so you look at this, and I can imagine you love cannabis, I know, but you also have walked on the Wall Street side of a lot of the other businesses. You come here, and not everyone is clean cut. You got a lot of dready guys with beards that also have a large bank account that know what they're doing. And so I don't think it would be looks, but what is the prerequisite to get on CannaHub campus?
It's sophistication is the best way to put it. If you can't put we talked about this last time I was on the show. If you can't put together a pro forma and figure out what your burn is and understand that, if you're paying gross revenue tax of 15%, what that's going to do to your marketability and your competitive advantage. But beyond that, you have to be well capitalized, man. This is not the license to print money that they advertise it as. It's a lot of work. The CapEx on the front end, your build-out costs and your tenant improvements and whatnot are always more than double what you plan them to be. So it's a lot more expensive to operate in this business than people think.
Well, so what, a year, 2 to 3 years of operating costs on the books to make sure that they stay solvent? Because even in the gray area or the medical market, when people would come into the hydro shop, I would tell them, you are looking at least 3 to 4 rounds, which could be up to a year, until you're going to get into the black potentially, where you're going to just start to make money because you got to.
You're not going to have revenue if you're a grower from the day you get your license, depending on how much tenant improvement you have to do and build out. But say that you're built out and ready to go, you're not going to get your first paycheck if you really do cure it right and dry it right and do everything the right way. It's going to be a year before you have a sale, and that's starting because it takes a long time to populate big grows too. Yep. You don't just snap your fingers and you have a propagated 30,000 square feet.
That super hot fire doesn't just come off the grill.
It's not that simple, man. And then to get your genetics right and. It's a process, and it's not this license to print money people think it is, but it is a very good business. And if you're well capitalized and you can survive the next 18, 24 months while things shake out, you're going to be in a really good spot.
I feel like, just as you said, it's not the license to print money, that potentially a lot of people are going to take a bath. And it could be from landlords being in bed with certain tenants, because there's a lot of predatory landlords out there and deals being had. People paying upwards of $8 a square foot for a cultivation. It's like the landlord's going to get rich and the taxes are going to be high. It's not.
And that's all going to shake out. I mean, that's one good thing about capitalism is it tends to find its own level. Things will shake out over time, but I think the biggest sin is that some of these cities, what they're doing tax-wise. I mean, there's taxes as high as 20% locally.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not going to work. The average statewide is 7.9.
I've seen some canopy taxes for cultivation at $15 a square foot. If you have 20,000 square feet, I mean, you do the math. You're paying in excess of, well, how much is that?
It depends.
$300,000 just off Jump Street to get the license to cultivate that 20,000 square feet. And that's a shit ton of money that you got to then turn around, and if you get mites or if you have a problem.
They don't care. Pay me.
Yeah.
Pay me.
And good luck getting crop insurance on that, right?
It's available, but it's burdensome. It's really expensive.
So there are predatory elements out there, and I look at it. But CannaHub isn't set up to do that. You're set up for the long run.
No, we're set up. We want our operators to be successful. So we went in. It's been over a year and a half now that we started this process with negotiating with cities and helping to write ordinances. But we did a really good job. In both of our sites, we have 0% revenue tax. So that saves a 20,000 square foot operator about $1.2 million a year.
Jeez.
So that's significant. You
Yeah.
know? That's money to go to marketing. That's money to go to payroll. So that the demand has been significant because of that alone. But on top of that, you know, the synergy, like I talked about before, of having all those licenses on one site, and we provide site security. Nobody's allowed on our campuses that's not supposed to be there. I mean, they're very, very tightly secured. And then, again, the cost savings of being on campus with all those other operators.
How do you feel about the predatory nature of the cities and what they're doing? We talked about the canopy tax, but it sounds like you have strong relationships. You have wrote the laws. You've worked hand in hand with county supervisors and city officials, and you're on solid ground. You could give that to your customer as well. But like we saw out at the San Bernardino High Times that has hosted the High Times Cup forever, the 420 High Times Cup, they flip-flopped and said no cannabis will be allowed at this, basically fucking themselves, because what else is in San Bernardino except cannabis events?
That was dumb.
Right? But you would think that it's been happening so long, they were on solid ground too. How is it that you're able to assure or feel comfortable with these cities that they're not going to flip-flop on you and change the rules?
It's something you always got to keep working at. There's no guarantees in life. We feel really good about both city councils that we have and the village managers that we work with. They're all, for the majority of our votes, I think all but one vote we've had has been unanimous in our favor.
Nice.
So they understand the impact this is going to have. I mean, for example, Williams, our largest campus, that's going to create 1,300 jobs. That means 1,300 people going to lunch every day.
Yeah.
That means 1,300 people filling up their cars potentially after work, going out for a beer with I mean,
buying their kids new shoes.
Exactly. So the impact that this will have on these towns, plus the $3 million in permitting fees that we're going to pump into the city every year, nearly doubles what they're getting now. So
you talk with politicians, talk votes or talk money, and you're in good with that. You are a big sponsor of Cannabis Cups and High Times.
Yeah.
You were at that San Bernardino event. Was it a shit show? What was it like?
You know, I think the media got a hold of it really early that day, and it was spread across the internet and social media really fast that it wasn't going on. So I think it just lost a lot of attendance because of that. I was there and it went off. It didn't seem any different to me than it normally would.
Yeah.
The only difference was you couldn't sell on site, but everybody was consuming. It really hurt attendance. But then at the NorCal Cup, which we were just at, the attendance was a lot better. But
do you think the High Times will return out to the fairgrounds out there?
I think so.
They're going to work it out?
Yeah.
That's cool. Canna Hub, what's the website and how do they get a hold of you if they want to get on this train?
canna-hub.com and info@canna-hub.com.
And if you have any questions for Tim, he's going to be here all night with us, 562-653-0707. Let's go back to our phone lines and talk to Les. We have Les in the CPT. What's up, Les?
What's going on? I'm new to growing, and I'm going to grow for personal use outdoors. But I don't know if I want to use soil or cocoa.
Wait, Les, are you on the trains, player? You need to take us off speaker.
I'm at work right now. My bad.
You work on the train?
No, I'm a longshoreman.
All right, I hear those brakes in the background. Go ahead. What's your question?
Yeah, I said I'm new to growing. I've never done it before, and I want to start for personal use. Outdoor, but I don't know if I want to use cocoa or soil. Any advice?
Use soil. More forgiving, easier to work with. I'll send you the Mission Fertilizer line too. You don't have to pH adjust it, and start with a good soil like a Empire Builder or a Happy Hippie. Vermi soil is a good one as well. You start with those. You go into feeding them for 3 to 4 weeks, just plain water, watering them, watching them grow. Don't overwater them, though. Use a smart pot to help aerate the root zone so the roots grow faster, the plant is stronger. And then you can start feeding that Mission line, and it's going to be easy for you. You're going to get dialed in, and like I said, more forgiving. You want to be successful. I wouldn't go to cocoa right away because it's a hydroponic method. You got to understand what the plant needs at certain stages of growth. And if you're a newbie, you're not going to have that luxury. So get some experience under your belt, get in that soil, play with the dirt, and move slowly into cocoa, where you switch over maybe a plant or two to cocoa in your next coming rounds. And with that, you really understanding to see if you like either one better. But for a first time, get in that soil, player.
All right, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Les, talk to my screener. I'm going to send you that entire Mission fertilizer line and some of the smart pots, okay?
Oh, that's dope as hell. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for
Yeah.
calling in. Oh,
dope.
jeez. Hey, so the services that Canna Hub actually provides, I was under the impression it was like a full service. We do the licensing. We do make sure that you're compliant. We could sell you the grow gear, all this stuff. Is it that, or is it just you're managing the property?
No, there's a lot more that comes with it. All of our operators, first off, have banking services. So payroll, full checking.
Is that
account,
something you facilitated, or you just lead them in the right direction?
Well, it's a vendor of ours, but because they're operators of ours, they're basically rubber stamped. If
Yeah.
they pass our due diligence, then they'll obviously
Right.
pass with the bank. So all of our operators will have access to full banking services. Additionally, obviously, our design and engineering in-house, we help. I want the operators to take ownership of their own layout and design of their tenant improvements, but if they're doing something stupid, we'll step in and say, "No, do it this way." So,
who got that hole in the wall?
So we help them with that. Then there's security, obviously, but yeah, we've cut through all the red tape locally. The CUP is done. The ordinance has been passed and is passed all challenged periods. The development agreement's in place, and we have our permit costs locked in for 5 years. Even after 5 years, it can only go up the consumer price index. So it's we have a very, very, very strong ordinance. There's actually no rules above and beyond what the state requires, except for smell mitigation.
That's pretty easily taken care of. Get some of those canned filters and enough airflow going through it, they'll suck it out. But I think about putting a bunch of growers together, different styles of grow, different ways of dealing with pest management or disease, and we're talking about little tiny, teeny bugs that can travel around. Is there any concern about cross-contamination between growers? And if so, are you mitigating that somehow?
Well, absolutely. That's something we've thought about from the very beginning, from the ground up. There's actually no organic material almost inside our parks. It's all hardscaped
Nice.
on purpose. We don't want somebody walking from the parking lot through the grass and bringing bugs in.
Yeah. You mean
Why?
the guy with the leaf blower trimming the
No,
bushes?
no
along?
trees. It's going to look like it's kind of stark, but it's nice. So it looks like a technology center. But yeah, no plants. First off, by the buildings.
Nice.
But beyond that, obviously, we'll expect our operators to have their own biological controls inside, foot baths, air showers, and whatnot. But each unit is hermetically sealed from the others. There's no shared HVAC. There's unless they go into somebody else's grow, then come out and go back into theirs. That's really the only way it could be done, because everything leaving is filtered 5 times before it leaves any facility.
Yeah, and I always tell the growers when they come in the shop and they're like, "Oh, I got something from this bag of soil." Be like, "No, you didn't, dog. That needs a plant to grow on or eat on. It didn't come from the soil." But, and they go, "Well, what should I do?" Well, I go, "You know what I would do? I would take responsibility for my own garden.
Listen up.
Fuck out my face." Right? Straight up. Let's go back to the phone lines and talk grow. Daniel out here in Kentucky. What's going on, Daniel?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it growing?
It's growing good tonight, man. What's up with you?
I'm hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit.
Yep, you're gonna
hair in a biscuit.
And that makes a lot of sense.
Hell yeah, I like that.
You gonna do some singing this year?
Do what?
Some gin singing.
Gin singing? What's that?
No, come on, you're in Kentucky. I don't know if I believe you're in Kentucky now. Oh wait, that's West Virginia, huh?
Yeah, that's a little more East Coast, I guess, than me.
That's more hillbilly.
Sang. You mean sang?
Sangin'?
Sangin'.
All right. What's going on though, Daniel? What's your question?
All right, man. I'm growing in deep water culture, right? And my pH fluctuates in my bucket between changes, right? And I think it's just because I have this cheap pH pen. I've been using it since I began. I began about 3 years ago growing, and I'm just wondering, do I just need to update the pen or maybe change my newts or something? Because at the beginning it's perfect, but at the end I'm up around 7.
pH fluctuation is normal, first off, okay? And the pen isn't changing it. So keep a chemical test so you can ensure that your pen's working. Cheap pens, they go out of calibration all the time, and they're not the most reliable. So it could be. Of course, we always recommend getting Blue Labs. You know that on the show. In fact, I got a Blue Lab for a grand prize to give away tonight, which if you have never won a grand prize, you're more than welcome to listen to the end and try to win that. But so pH fluctuations completely normal, especially in deep water cultures. Some things that can cause it are temperature shifts, if it's getting too hot or warm, or if you have too much aeration in the water. The more air that you put in, the faster it's going to fluctuate. If you have microbial activity, which changes the amount of oxygen and also will break down certain things, certain nutrients, and fluctuate the pH. There's all different reasons for it to fluctuate. If it's fluctuating like overnight really dramatically from 5.8 to 7.0, then you need to slow down your air and probably use something to sterilize your entire deep water culture, like a hydrogen peroxide low dose or something, because you probably have a lot of anaerobic bacteria potentially growing in there. You want to keep your temperatures in that DWC about 68, not over 70, not below 60, but 68 is in the sweet zone. That will stabilize a lot of it. Slow down your air pumps, right? Turn them down or diminish them a little bit if you can. And most of them have a dimmer switch on it. And then just be on it. It's normal in a recirculating system to have to adjust the pH during a single feed. You're the hydro dude. You do recirculating in cocoa, or not cocoa, in Rockwell, but do you do recirculating or drain to waste?
Drain to waste, but we do a very precise increments of feed, so this way we minimize the amount of runoff that we use as well. So it's part of. A lot of people have to realize you got to be part of the solution. And the problem too is, we don't realize how much water we use when we grow as well. So being very conscientious about the amount of medium that you have to saturate and how much you're saturating is also, one thing a lot of people need to start thinking about, because I know from a lot of different rumors, I don't know for a fact, but I know a lot of the stuff that we dump down the drains and stuff like that isn't necessarily great for the environment as well. And a lot of the different regulations have been able to clean that up to make sure that there's a safe way to dispose of the runoff as well. So, from the amounts of phosphorus that we put into the plants and where that's going, everything that we do has a reaction. And we all have to think about what we're doing too. So, as far as, I forgot where I was going.
You got too stoned and forgot what you were
saying?
saying?
Dude, I'm not going to lie. I did. But
I need some of that.
Literally, he needs some of that.
Fuck, dude. It got me, though. It got me on the inspirational shit right now.
I'm inspired. I don't even know what the question was.
Let's talk about religion or something.
Yeah, shit.
No, man. Religion is like, I want to see religion as one big stadium everybody goes to, like, praise whatever at the same time.
Well, that's way off topic.
That's true peace.
Mary Jane.
Yeah,
right?
Praise Mary Jane.
Hey, that's part of some people's religion, especially if you get pulled over,
Also remember, Daniel, as the nutrients are used, most nutrients are acidic. As they're used up and your ppm starts to drop a little bit, the pH will fluctuate, or as the water evaporates. Okay, so it can become more concentrated if it's not using the nutrient and you're getting water evaporation, because water evaporates quicker than the salts, right? So you have a more concentrated solution that will drop the pH. Or if the nutrients are being used up a little bit quicker, those are acidic and it will raise the pH. Perfectly normal. Use fresh water to top it off. Don't add nutrients in between reservoir changes. Just top it off with fresh water and pH adjust it, and you'll be good, dude. It's just more work, and that's why we tell people hydro is more work. It's more labor intensive. It's more laborious. You're looking at things every single day, because if a pump goes out, if your reservoir goes dry, whatever it is, you can be up shit creek really quick.
How many plants do you have, by the way?
Hey, he's in Kentucky. Slow down, player. All these tomato plants out there.
Do you have less than 6?
Yeah, I'm less than 6. I got 3 to 4 going at a time.
Well, I mean, for me, when I was doing a 2-liter, for instance, I would do 1 plant per light. So I had like 1 octobubbler with 4 sprayers per pot and all these, from a Blue Lab Guardian meter with a 15-gallon cone bottom reservoir for a liter pump going, like all this fancy stuff into it. But you got to understand is, a lot of people got to understand this is not only a hobby, but it's something that you love to do just like anything else. So all these gadgets, they have a price tag, but at the end of the day, if you can get something that adjusts the pH for you or keeps the water temperature at the temperature it needs to be constantly, you're not going to see just a hit to the pocket. You're going to see an increase in the quality of the product, and it's something that people that only really care about their craft are going to really care about making these changes.
That's why I've been looking into these pH meters and stuff, and I want to get the ones that you can
no
just
matter the
leave
size
in
of your grow.
reservoir.
Yeah,
the Guardian meter, that's what we're giving out today, is a Guardian meter by Blue Lab. It's like $350, so stay tuned. It's usually about something during the show, and if you've listened to the entire show, you'll have a chance to answer the grand prize question. Daniel, I am going to hook you up. You can use these products in your DWC. I'm going to send you the Floralicious Plus, the Cali Magic, and the Rapid Start, all from General Hydroponics, and I'm also going to send you some of their Azimax. Okay, brother?
Awesome, thank you, man.
And stay tuned, dude. And a Blue Lab is about $100 if you get it online, or if you have a store nearby, you can go get a Blue Lab for a good price.
And a little nerd out gadget I would recommend for you for your pump not going out and stuff like that. Get a little backup battery thing like you get for a computer at Best Buy or somewhere for like $100. That in a power outage, you got a little timer, a light that keeps the cycle, and you keep your pumps going and all as well.
This fool needs a pH meter before he gets that.
Hey, fuck it. I mean, it is what it is. If you can afford it, do it. You're not going to fail at the end of the day.
Yeah. All right. Jerome likes the bells and whistles.
Thank you.
It's $100. That's
Thanks,
insurance.
Daniel. Thanks, Daniel. Talking about wastewater and what goes down the drain, this is a concern for a lot of people. Water management, where the waste is going to, the environmental impact. Are the CanaHub campuses, Tim, built with this in mind?
Well, first off, we're not going to let anybody drain the waste. That's not going to happen.
Well, not waste down the drain, but waste meaning that you don't reuse the runoff.
Well, a lot of it is going to be captured through the HVAC. I mean, about 70% of transpiration, to 70 to 90, depending on how dialed in it is, you can recapture through the HVAC.
And you could filter it and use that water again.
Yeah, and then we also recapture all gray water, and it goes back to a gray water sump, and then each operator will have a different water filtration system, but the idea is we can recapture as close to 90%.
So, but the answer is yes. You guys thought about this, putting it together. Who did you work with? You love cannabis. You don't.
Cannabis.
Cannabis.
Cannabis?
You love it. You love it, Tim. Tim, I love you, Tim.
What was the question?
About growing. Who did
cannabis.
all these steps as we sit here? I'm a grower. Jerome's a grower, and I'm thinking about. Oh yeah, did you think of this, Tim? You seem to have dotted every I and crossed every T.
Well, I've designed a lot of facilities.
So it was
millions
you.
Of square feet.
It was you.
Yeah.
Per se, you did.
Well, I'm not a grower. I don't claim to be a grower. I know enough to be dangerous. I know enough.
You know enough about russet mites.
Yeah, I can sound smart. But no, I mean, I definitely am not a grower. But I do know how to engineer facilities specifically for grow operations.
That's dope, man. CanaHub, go to cana_hub.com. Check them out. We're going to pay these bills, take a quick safety meeting. You do too. Listen to these words from our sponsors. Heavy T's Grow Show coming back with more of your questions and more Tim McGraw. DFZRadio.com.
Baby, just you and me, cruising around town sipping Hennessy. If you wanna roll, then we take a stroll. You can just follow me. Maybe just you and me, cruising around town sipping Hennessy. If you wanna roll, then we take a stroll. You can just follow me.
Yeah, look, you like the way I walk and how we G-talk. Sagging what we bellin', Mr. Sing-a-low. Baby, you and me strolling on my block. Sitting in the lag, drinking on some Hennessy. PYT, yeah, you pretty young thing. You looking right in them jeans, sexy brown skin. Now sit back and relax and let's ride out. With the top down, LBC
Baby,
style.
just you and me, cruising around town sipping Hennessy. If you wanna roll, then we take a stroll. You can just follow me. Baby, just you and me, cruising around town sipping Hennessy. If you wanna roll, then we take a stroll. You can just follow me. Yeah. Shorty good, she lookin' right. She packin' fine. I look twice. They thighs are real nice. Come to the crib, girl, and you can spend the night. Relax and feel your cup. Feel your cup. Twist this and take a puff. Tell your girl that it's on tonight and tell her she can come through too for a little bump and grind. I hit it once, hit it twice. Got this little chick that'll let me just ride. Baby, just you and me, cruising around town sipping Hennessy. If you wanna roll, then we take a stroll. You can just follow me. Baby, just you and me, cruising around town sipping Hennessy. If you wanna roll, then we take a stroll. You can just follow me.
Yeah, baby, come stroll with a player, with a G. I'm about to show you what I'm made of. Hennessy, let's see where it take us. I would tea in my blunt, and we laughing at the haters. As we switch the lane up, never switch the game up. Rep the A before I came up, and never will I change up. So baby, let's ride. We can have the best time. Show you how the best ride and represent the West.
Baby, just you and me, cruising around town sipping Hennessy. If you wanna roll, then we take a stroll. You can just follow me. Baby, just you and me, cruising around town sipping Hennessy. If you wanna roll, then we take a stroll. You can just follow me. Yeah.
You're gonna go get the green pad, see? That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go get it right now. Go on down to your local hydro shop. Tell them Shunny sent you. That's right, Shunny with the green pad. More CO2 in your garden. More carbon, more weight, see? You need to get that weight up to pay me back, see, Shunny? Go get the green pad junior. Put it in your cloning dome, see? You're gonna get some more roots faster. Cut days off your cloning time. More harvest year round. That's right, see? Activated by humidity. 35 to 50%, so make sure that's right, okay? Go to your local hydro shop, see?
That's right. Go there now. More root, more fruit, more fruit, more root.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, meow. Right, meow.
Hey, I'm in the zone. Dude, this shit is insane.
Launch crew, ready to reservoir.
What's the load factor, sir?
Bring in the Riser Blast liquid at 2 mils per gallon.
Okay, sir. We are loaded and ready to launch.
10, 9.
Okay, men. It's time to blast off into the plant's root zone and into another galaxy of root growth.
Rhizoblast is a proprietary blend of seaweed and the single-celled algae chlorella. Chlorella's abundance of amino acids and minerals contribute to its value in hydroponics. The benefits used in Rhizoblast are explosive root growth, the use with any growing medium or hydro system, its ideal use for transplanting, and the enhancement in your plant vigor and fast-flowering plants. Let your plants have a blast and see a world of a difference with Rhizoblast from Botanicare. Check it out at www.botanicare.com.
Sorry, Horty. Game over.
Hey, Dr. Duff, are you signing up for another one of those internet dating sites after your divorce?
Nah, I'm just ordering these freaking douchebags from China here. Just gonna be saving a lot of money on it. About $1 a bag.
Did you say douchebags?
Yeah, they're pots. They're fabric pots. They're, made in China. They save $1 a bag from all the other.
Oh, it sounds like an imitation smart pot or something.
Yeah, save $1, but, I'm pretty sure these douchebags are gonna work.
Dude, I had a buddy of mine who used those same douchebags. He bought them direct from China. It killed his whole garden.
Bro, what? So I'm better off spending that extra $1 on a smart pot?
I'd get a smart pot.
Don't be a Duff man. Make sure to buy the original patented Smart Pot. Check them out at smartpots.com. What is? Hey, are you a soil grower and tired of using salt and synthetic-based fertilizers and not getting the results that you wanted? Well, for hydroponics, those products work great. But in soil, they suck. All those feeding schedules are out of range for what we think is good for soil growers. Mission Fertilizer is a new product on the market that's specific to soil gardening. They have a Grow, Bloom, and Boost. It's a super premium organic 1 part grow, 1 part bloom, and 1 part boost. It's a feeding program that can be used in bag soils like Ocean Force and Happy Frog, Victory Mix, or Empire Builder, even Roots Organic, Royal Gold, and so forth. It can be used in any soil mix. Super simple to use, 1 part grow, 1 part bloom, and 1 part boost to get the most out of your garden. It's organic listed, pH stable, and safe to use with tap water. No need to ppm or EC or pH your tap water if you're mixing in Mission Fertilizer Liquid. Go to missionfertilizer.com, grow the best, and see the proof is in the plants.
Heavy T hooked me up, man. Thanks.
I'm just doing it the way you're supposed to. That's all. What's up with it? What's up with it? Are you with it? Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go live it. What's up with it? What's up with it? Trick you with it? I just live it. I just get it. I just spit it. What's up with it? What's up with it? Bitch, I'm with it. If you want it, if you need it, I can get it. What's up with it? What's up with it? Girl, you with it? If you want it, if you need it, come and get it. Catch me in my own lane, downshift and scorching it. Levi 508s forever, I be sporting it. Suckers keep distorting it, got the game twisted. Grown man shit, keep the gravy on your biscuit. Partner risk it, if the cash is proper. My baby mama in my ear, nothing stop her. Don't get me wrong, one time I loved her crazy. But she crazy and she driving me crazy. My hustle pays me, don't get that shit confused. You the pooper type of dude, trying to build these larger shoes. This be real rap, California represent. Rolling Bruce, been a factor, now that's evident. What's up with it? What's up with it? Are you with it? Let's go get it, let's go get it, let's go live it. What's up with it? What's up with it? Trick you with it? I just live it, I just get it, I just spit it. What's up with it? What's up with it? Bitch, I'm with it. If you want it, if you need it, I can get it. What's up with it? What's up with it? Girl, you with it? If you want it, if you need it, come and get it. Hey, holler if you feel me though. All these thoughts on my mental. All these politics are jokes. My pop said I spoke too much dope. I thought you leaned over hope many moons ago, but I ain't even tripping, bro. Like that dro, come on, let's go. Pop that law and feel the vibe. All in your head like who am I? Don't gotta front, don't gotta lie. The life I lead is do or die. That means I get it, or it means I don't. That means I sink or it means I float. With a life full of rap and a life full of slang, I'm telling you, man, you'll never really know. But yo, I stay with it, steady get it. If I spit it, that's exactly how I live it. I use my head, I formulate my game specific. 4 steps ahead, and I'm staying humble, cause bitch, I'm with it. What's up with it? What's up with it?
What's up with it?
Dude.
And this, I'm just listening in like a fly on the wall to this in-depth conversation about curing. Jerome, why don't you tell the listeners your process of drying and curing?
Well, look, if you're trying to be a connoisseur,
trimming and stuff,
and you're taking down your harvest, I would recommend one, very little oscillation or air movement. So don't have your fans blowing on the product directly.
You can still get that
it's a big no-no.
wind rash. Even when they're drying, you can get that wind rash. It looks like caterpillar ate half of it. I can't even speak anymore.
Well, part of the whole curing process is pulling out parts of the actual, whether you want to call it the juices. I'm not a scientist, but it's there's different parts of the plant. It's a full flavor, and the thing is from the water leaf to the sugar leaf to the stems, all of this has to go into. There's a pattern. So meaning, when I start a room, it's fully saturated product, right? We put the temperature at 65 degrees is ideal for me. Any colder than that is okay, but 65 is ideal. I like to start it at about 50 to 55% humidity. You got to understand, a lot of people look at these little humidipacks, for instance, that you could purchase and put it into your bag to keep your product, at a moisture level you like. And they start at a 62%. The 62% is an ideal humidity range to keep a product at a smoking content that you would want. That's ideal. Anything above that is to remoisten the product. So when you look at that as your curing room is a giant little cigar box or a little humidity cellar. And when you can look at that and you look at the product itself, it starts to get crispy. And then you go and start looking at the, people say, oh, wait till the stem snaps and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Keeping it on the stem also, a lot of people will take them off prematurely. And a lot of that is you got to get that moisture to go from
Those
the
extra
inside
flavors.
to the outside
Yep.
to the inside to the outside. So you have a full dry or moisture level, not only from the outside of the product all the way throughout to the inner part of it.
Mhm.
And then you can go ahead and start the trimming process and do the cure, as people call it. So
My shit's ready right then. It's gone.
It's
back in the day with Prop 215, but nowadays, of course, I don't even grow.
I mean, a lot of people don't realize
Except my
it's-
6 plants.
on
Not
a
at my
commercial scale, I don't think there's nobody out there that are doing these super long cures just because the demand for product is so high that it's just consumed before
Shout
they
out to
would want
DJ
it.
Short.
I mean, I
have cured this for 5 years, T. Ooh, yeah, that looks brown.
Oxygen,
Too long.
oxygen or
It's too much cure.
oxygen, being in contact with the actual product is going to create degradation or oxidation of the actual product itself. So, I've done, different experiments where I've chopped a bud off at flour. I've gone ahead and put it in a ball jar, vacuum sealed that ball jar, put it in a sub-zero freezer, waited till the next harvest, pulled it out, dried it with everything else to see if we could see any difference. And when you're able to not only take out any of that oxygen, you're preserving that product for a longer period of time. So you got to understand the curing process is only good for so long that you're exposing it to oxygen.
Well, I'd say a couple things. Curing, obviously, curing is a luxury, kind of, in some markets.
Yeah.
But I'm picky that way. But what I see too much of is it just going out wet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous, right? Because then you're growing mold. So
And
that's
it destroys all of the terps and
and then
everything.
people start doing that, then they start backing up and they're harvesting too early too.
Oh, yeah.
Be an 11-week strain, and they're pulling it at 9.5 weeks or something. It's
Shout out to all the people growing wedding cake.
Yeah. So it just sucks when you see it back up the chain. Like it goes from not curing to then, selling it wet and then harvesting early, which everybody's trying to get as many turns a year as they can.
And there's outside factors, there's experience levels, there's economic pressures of why all these things happen.
Oh, yeah. Get the stuff to market. What's going on?
But doing it right, and then there's other environments. Nevada, Denver, super dry, right? The stuff dries out really quick. If it's a hotter day or whatnot, your process is literally going to be different every 2 months because of the macro environment outside of your facility.
You're talking about Illinois it's crazy.
Yeah, so Southern California, Northern California are perfect micro environments for different types of cannabis and cannabis growing, not just outdoor but indoor as well. Because when you're indoor, you can have a completely sealed space, but you are still at the mercy of Mother Nature around you.
Yeah, the humidity is a big factor.
Yeah, and you can't put a building in the middle of a 150-degree Death Valley and expect not to be affected by the outside environment. But that's interesting, and that was a conversation that I listened to during the break. So let's get back to Talk and Grow with our callers. We have Jim in Michigan. Hey, Jim, what's going on tonight?
Hey, you guys are great. How's it going?
Good, man. Good, thanks.
Hey, how far do you live from a White Castle burger?
What's that?
I'm just jealous. Everybody that calls in from Michigan.
He wants to know if you have readily available access to White Castle.
Yeah, how far?
Oh
are you?
yeah, on my way to work every night, man.
Oh man, how are the breakfast sandwiches? I saw that on the menu.
Time in the bathroom.
They're pretty good. Everything's pretty good, but none beats a crab case, man.
Oh man, I'm so jealous. I have to go to Vegas to get it. That's the closest place right now.
Yeah.
And this
Hey, I
sucks.
got a question about heat. I'm wondering what would be cheaper at this point. I called in a couple weeks ago. I got a 11 by 11 space with a 8-foot ceiling, and I'm running 4,000 watts of HPS, and I'm barely holding like 80 degrees with two hose, 16,000 BTU
Two
air
hose.
conditioner.
Okay. Keep
So
going, Jim.
I was wondering if it'd be just better off to just invest the money and replace two of the HVSs with LEDs instead of buying a mini split. Because I mean, if I buy a mini split, I'm just going to still be paying this enormous bill to cool this. I was thinking maybe I could bring it down with the LED lighting.
No, 80 degrees isn't that bad, but during the summer you're going to be going up again. For standard HPS 1,000-watt cooling, you want about 5,500 BTU of air conditioning to do it properly year-round. Spending the money on LEDs, you're looking at a lot of money, man. If you went and got a horticulture lighting group They're 550, which is probably the best LED on the market. It is a 1,000-watt replacement, but on sale, $850, $900 that you're looking at per LED. A mini split you can get installed in everything, a 36,000 BTU or 24,000 BTU for $1,200. Okay, so it's up to you. You're still going to need environmental
Well, he was complaining
controls.
about his energy bill. What's your energy
Yeah,
bill
that's
right
what
now?
I'm saying. Wouldn't
I
I
thought it
save
was
money in the long run?
Well, he
if I
wants
replace-
to. But
Okay.
he was saying, like, is his energy bill going to be more from the mini split or changing to the LEDs?
The mini split's going to be more efficient than that little R2D2 two hoe.
Those things are so inefficient as it is.
Yeah.
What's your energy bill cost right now?
It's enormous, man. I'm
What's
paying
enormous?
Just for the air conditioner. To cool that 11 by 11, I'm probably paying $400 for the air conditioner.
What's your total energy bill a month for 4 lights?
I'm paying about, what was my energy? $950 last month.
Okay, so I'll be real with you. Get rid of the R2D2, change it to a mini split. You're probably not going to see much fluctuation at all. Now, a 24,000 BTU. Now, I use Mitsubishi just because they have a high SEER rating. When you're looking at energy efficient units, that SEER is seasonal energy efficiency rating. So the higher that number is, typically it's going to be the higher the cost of that unit also. So it's not going to be cheap on the pockets also. But if you're looking at a continuous bill of energy efficiency, I have a 22 SEER 1-ton unit that pulls about less than 2 amps at 240 volt. So you got to think at 24,000 BTU, around 4 amps, but you're spending almost 50 to 100% more on the initial cost of the unit versus getting something that's 13 to 15 SEER, and you can find 1-ton, 2-ton units, 1 to 2 grand.
The one thing, Jerome, you gotta keep in mind is where is Jim? He's in Michigan. There's a lot of different environments in Michigan. Unless you're in the desert, that SEER isn't going to save you much over time. It's going to take you 10 years to realize the savings of it. If you want to save energy, get the LED, the 550. All right. Also, don't run your lights at 100% all the time. You could dim them down during certain periods of vegetative growth, transitional growth stress periods. You could also run them on patterns, like checkerboard patterns, if you want to cut the electricity down. But yeah, go get that 550. You're still going to pull about 1.5 units per light, up to 2 units per light if you're doing it right, and you're using 55% of the energy.
Right. That sounds good.
Which means you don't need as much cooling, which that R2D2 may not run as hard, and it depends on what type you have. But if you set it at a certain temperature, it may just come on and off, where it's not just.
Are you doing?
On all the time.
Are you introducing supplemental CO2?
Yeah, right now I am.
Okay, you have a CO2 tank, 20-pound tank.
Yes.
Are you going through it in less than 7 to 10 days?
Yes.
Okay, so what you're going to see, too, is if you went to something like a mini split, you're going to see a much more sealed environment, more than likely. And just so you know, when I used to do a 2-lighter way back in the day, I got it so sealed to the point where I would do anywhere from about 18 to 24 days per tank. So you think, it should last you anywhere from 10 to 14 days on a
Yeah, I've
on a
got 2
4-light
layers
setup.
of 6 mil plastic under my drywall. I mean, this is sealed. You would choke in there if I didn't open the door.
But listen, the R2D2 isn't. Even though it's 2 hoses, it still pulls in a little bit from the room.
That's where I'm going with it. The R2D2 is wasting money on your CO2 as well.
And we're talking about the little robot-looking air conditioner for the listeners that don't know what's up.
Exactly.
And they pull so many amps. I guarantee a 12,000 to 14,000 unit that you have pulls, my
Maybe
guess,
10
12 to 12.7 amps.
But that mini
It's
split,
pulling
you're
more
gonna have
than
to
my
run
life.
240 for it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's ridiculous. Get something that operates at 240.
Yeah, but do the electric.
All right.
All right, but check out those HLGs too, man. They are the truth. Jim, to help you grow better, I'm going to send you some Turpinator, whether it's hot, whether it's cold. You may have missed a part. Turpinator fills in the gaps for your grow. It basically makes all your product AAA, bring out the full genetic potential with Turpinator. Don't use that resin faker. Check out the Turpinator. Go to Turpinator.com. I'm also going to send you some of the original green pads. You have a tank, you have your regulator, cool. Those go out, you got to run to the store and get a refill, right? What if it goes out and the store is closed? Well, your CO2 plummets, but your ppm of your nutrients stays up, and you start frying your plants because the CO2 is gone. Green pad CO2, it's there to save the day. You hang them up, give them a squirt, the CO2 level. 2 pads in an 11 by 11 sealed room. You should get about 1,200 parts per million of CO2 in that grow. GreenPad CO2. That's the name of it, greenpadco2.com. Squirt those things. And, yeah, Jim, thanks so much, man. I appreciate you calling in and participating.
Thanks, guys.
All right, dude. Let me tell you about Horticultural Lighting Group first off. You heard about it, and, I'm here telling you about it, all the stuff. I really believe in showing up, and Horticultural Lighting Group has showed up. In fact, the more you show up, the more info you have, the better your decisions, the better your quality of life. This simple act will lead to your most important milestones. The HID grow light, a lot of people are saying, man, that's antiquated. It's just old news, right? Well, there's 2 words to remember if you're thinking LEDs. You need to know quantum boards. It's the future of garden lighting. The Horticulture Lighting Group quantum boards will power gardens across the world in record numbers in the near future. We've seen electric bills cut by over 50%, quality and yields bypassing the current norm. This is your 1,000-watt HID replacement. They have ready-made fixtures like the HLG 550. They also have do-it-yourself kits so you can save cash and learn. Now's your chance to show up to something that will benefit you. Get the street smarts, drop the biases, do the trial and error. You'll never turn back. HorticultureLightingGroup.com. It's HorticultureLightingGroup.com. Master your time with Horticulture Lighting Group. All right.
What was that again?
HorticultureLightingGroup.com.
What?
Now available at Walbogs.
Dude, I saw one of our callers that won one of those. He posted some pictures, and that was actually one of the first times I saw one. It looks pretty fucking cool.
It's pretty fucking good.
I want to be honest. It looks a lot more lightweight than some of the LEDs I've used. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's not those purple Barney circus lights. It's a true full spectrum LED, and dude, they power the shit out of it. If you go on Instagram and just search like hashtag Horticulture Lighting Group or follow them on Instagram, there's plenty of pictures of legal grows, of medical, recreational, whatever, using these products, and straight up, you will be a believer. They are LEDs, and they're quality, so they're a little more expensive, but you're running 550 watts rather than 1,000, so you do save a little energy. You're not going to get, in my opinion, what a 1,000-watt would be. It's less energy, right? You're going to get more than what you would normally get because the light's better off like a 600, so you would get closer to what 1,000 would be compared to a 600-watt HID. Also, the quality is just fantastic because you don't have this huge amount of infrared just degrading and breaking down the stuff. It's giving the light exactly the plant exactly what it needs in terms of light. I would have not been a believer of LEDs for a long time until I tried this light.
I was just gonna ask you about this actually.
They're legit, but they are $800 to $900.
Yeah. So when do you think it's the tipping point? When it's actually going to be used on scale? I mean, everybody's scared to lose yield. Obviously, that's the number one thing. Is oh man, I'm going to drop quarter pound or half pound.
When is anybody saying, "Oh, when am I going to lose quality"?
No, but that's unfortunately that's the money aspect of this business. But it's a worry. I mean, it's true. I mean, you don't see anybody using LEDs on scale.
You talk about you're right, and you talk about the economics of it. When they're more affordable, but also when the growers equate the cost of replacing bulbs and reflectors over the longevity of it. Right now, to have a full room, and if you have a panel go out or a diode go out, to be serviced, it has to be removed, taken down, and sent back. So you're out of light, or you have to have a stack of more expensive lights to replace them with. Serviceable, in-house serviceable lights is one of the hurdles for commercial that I see if they can overcome that somehow. And then also getting the growers to realize the cost of it. And with
I think right now it's the capex. It's just the upfront cost, the expense of it, and then the worry that you're going to. It's a different grow environment. You know?
And there's been a lot of snake oil being sold in the LED market since they came out. 90-watt UFO LEDs. This is a 1,000-watt replacement.
Hey, look, I've used them all. See, the thing people don't talk is you find something called the guarantee in life, and the guarantee in life is people with experience to help you make the right decision.
Only guarantee is death and taxes.
It's just there's been very few tests side by side, real tests of LED versus they're usually done by the manufacturers and they're totally skewed and whatever. But the upfront cost is still going to be the barrier for a while.
Well, and
until they get down to $400 or $500 a pop, it's tough.
You got to get the people to believe in them, but they're coming. And when is that tipping point? I can't tell you per se, but for the end users, have seen a big surge in like the Horticulture Lighting Group lights. There's a couple other brands out there that are nipping at their heels trying to make their name and actually standing behind their products, where it's not just on Amazon. You actually call the company and you get a real person that knows about growing and helps you out.
Without a doubt, it's the future. Without a doubt. I mean, it'll get cheaper over time, and it's the full spectrum lights, and the lights that actually do a pretty good job of matching HPS and light spectrum are pretty good. But
now I have double-ended in my
yeah, exactly.
double-ended
You say
Nano-Lexus.
that. Exactly.
In my my six planner.
Yeah. Everybody that has a choice though gets double-ended HPSs, EPAPs or Gavita or whatever.
Yep, absolutely. 562-653-0707. We have the gay prostitute Blur calling in.
What the fuck?
Times are hard.
Hey, how's the hoeing going?
It's going good, man.
A man's got to eat, right?
What the fuck?
A man's got to eat, Blur. What's growing on? What's growing on?
Well, I have a question though. Like, what kind of formula do you use to feed for a blooming process?
Okay. Well, a fair question, Blur, and I actually appreciate you actually participating tonight, and not just talking about your hoe dogging. Blur.
I heard he just moans when he gets on the phone.
I don't know.
He's been trying to meet up Horty for a while.
Yes. When you go into bloom, you emphasize phosphorus and potassium over nitrogen. During vegetative growth, you emphasize nitrogen. You don't forego any of the other elements. Like you don't cut out nitrogen in bloom, and you don't cut out phosphorus and potassium in veg. You just emphasize it. So when you go into bloom, you if you're making your own nutrients or if you're buying bottles, you look at a ratio of about 1 part nitrogen to every 2 parts phosphorus and potassium. Okay, and you're de-emphasizing it. If you see an early yellowing, it's because you didn't emphasize nitrogen enough, and you got to bring that element back in a little bit greater. But Blur, simply, dude, get something that is goof-proof, like Mission Fertilizer, and right there on the bottle it says bloom. So you can use that one, and you don't even got to worry about what's in it.
Dude, he's called in enough. I'm sure he's won it by now.
He never shows up. He's homeless.
So what ingredients I need to make them like more
bigger?
Bigger, yeah. Like you said, potassium and nitrogen.
He wants girth, Tyler.
Phosphorus and potassium. Phosphorus and potassium. Use an overall nutrient that emphasizes phosphorus and potassium, and then another bloom stimulator. Also, make sure that you get some magnesium and calcium in there. The magnesium will help with the phosphorus and some of the potassium.
Dude, you're forgetting about the pep talk. You got to fucking really talk to your plant.
Yep.
And you got to tell it, look, I ain't going to take no shit.
Yep.
You fucking hippies.
You'll be like, no blood, no glory, motherfucker.
Oh, when I'm training them, I'm like, ooh, you a bad bitch. Ooh, yeah,
that's right. You talk to her real dirty. You get her all.
Her out sometimes.
I'm like, ooh, you like that, don't you? You like being tied up in this trellis.
You're in control of her
down,
saturation levels. Remember that.
All right.
I'll talk dirty to my plant.
You have no problem with that. Just whatever the John was saying last night, you say the same thing to your plant.
Okay, can I hump it too?
No. Bye, Blur.
Look, do you like to be humped or do you like to be talked dirty to? Come on, man.
Well, when you're a man-ho, I think there's only one thing that you're doing.
Man, I don't even like when a dog humps you, let alone a human being. Come on.
No bueno, no bueno. All right, thanks for calling in, Blur. 562-653-0707. Ron. Hey, Ron, what's going on?
What's up, brothers? How you doing tonight?
We're doing good, dude. You got a question about lighting?
Yes. I've been toiling with this for about 2 months. I run 4 600-watt HPSs. And like you guys were saying earlier, I'm scared to death with losing yield. But I'm also fucking want my quality to go up. So I'm going to go with these CMH lights. But I can't decide. And I'm not on mine. I don't care if I don't save electricity. I just want to, like I said, go up in quality. Now, would you guys get the 630s, replace all 4 HPSs, 600 HPSs with 630s, or would you spread it out and use the 315?
Is he vegging or those two?
Spread it out with the 315s. I personally use the Sunlight Supplies 315s, and we'll use anywhere from 4 to 6 per 4x8 table. Now, they'll run about 1.8 to 2 amps roughly per light. Now, they say less, but I think we had a fuck up when we clamped down the meter. But either way, even if you ran 6 lights at 2 amps, You got to understand right there you're already saving energy on running 2 HPSs at 1,000 watts or 1150. So
That's true. Didn't think about that.
now the longevity of the bulbs themselves, you're going to see at least 100,000 plus hours out of them. And do yourself a favor and invest in a par meter and don't trust a amount of hours to tell you to change a bulb. Look at the actual relative facts, which is what that bulb's putting out the plant uses.
You don't change your CMH bulb for like 10 years?
Man, you know what? We got new owners. Shout out to them.
Hey, if you need to replace them, hit up Long Beach Hydro, okay?
But nobody probably runs that bulb for the manufacturer's time.
No,
this is my
the
first
proof
run
is
with
in the
it.
pudding. Get a meter. It's not
Right.
about what we see. It's photosynthetic active radiation, PAR meters. That's what it means. And that's what the plant put out. It's not about the visible light that you see. It's about what the plant can actually utilize during photosynthesis.
Gotcha.
So, I agree with Jerome about stacking the 315s rather than having one central point of the 630. If you want to get close to the same yield, though, you have to put in as much wattage with the ceramic metal halide. So for every 1,000 you take down, you would be replacing them with about 3 of those things.
You can get them
I'm a
closer to
little
the
guy. I'm just
canopy if
running
you're paying
600s.
attention to
I'm
the
doing
PAR.
my thing with some 600s,
Yep.
I haven't even moved up to 1,000 yet. No need to.
Okay,
Not for me anyway.
Well, how many 600s?
4.
One, are they ran in a line or like a square?
Right now they're running a straight line from the space I'm in, because I'm getting ready to change.
What
Just
kind of
bought a nice
hoods?
house, so I'm getting ready to change it up. I can pretty much do what I want now. I don't have a lot of space. I got like
I'm thinking
a
about
garage-sized
supplemental lighting,
space.
Jerome. I'm thinking about including the 315 ceramic metal halides into his, so he gets the quality with the weight.
Yeah, full spectrum. Those LECs, those 315s, you can get them so
Uh-huh.
close to the plant. I mean, I've seen them in some of our rooms anywhere from 6 to 8 inches with 0 negative effect to the leaf tissue.
Now I'm running them at 18 inches now.
All right. Well, I mean, dude, there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat. If you reduce the wattage, you are going to get less yield. If you took down maybe 2 of those things and in between hung ceramic metal halides, you would get slightly less yield, but higher quality.
Get a par meter, dude, because
I'm
that
gonna get
18 inches
two
is
things
a
I'm gonna
guess.
do from listening to the show tonight. I'm fucking getting a par meter, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the LED light you guys are just talking about. I'm gonna
HLG.
check those out too, because they sound serious.
Hey, do yourself a favor. Get a par meter and an inexpensive lux meter. A lux meter just measures the actual visible human light that you see.
Right.
It's really good for looking at a visible light spread. Now, if you're looking at changing your bulbs, make sure you go directly below the bulb and to the sides of your tray and take a reading when you put in new bulbs, not only the time you put them in, but let them break in for at least a good 24 to 100 hours and take that reading again, so that this way, if you see a 10% or greater fluctuation, it's more of an investment on your point to change those bulbs out at this point. And being able to get those bulbs closer to the canopy and getting the correct par instead of guessing, you're going to increase your value on that crop tremendously. So if you look at a par meter that's $300 to $600, it's a huge investment that you're going to make back the first time.
It is, because I'm also changing those HPSs out every 4 months.
Hey, don't
Like
don't even say that. Just use your par meter. The
Yeah,
par
I know
meter will
now,
tell you if the
now,
par meter says
duh.
1,000 on day 1 and it says on days 365 1,000. Don't fucking change it.
Yeah.
You got a lucky
Yeah,
bulb.
I'm running out to get one tomorrow, guys.
You must be
I'll
using
have
the
one
Ushio.
tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, that's a Ushio.
And one other thing, look at those HLG 550s, but also
Yeah,
check out if you want the ceramic metal halides, affordability and quality, go look at the ceramic metal halides by Nanolux, and they have that max power bulb with it. They're the business, man, and they work well. You can hook them up to their NCSS system that you can control via computer or your phone or whatever.
Hey, get the sunlight par meter with the one that has the little extension cord on the sensor. Don't get the one that's hooked up to the little handheld unit. It's nice because you can mount it on a tripod and mount that sensor on that cord anywhere you want. And it's easy to go ahead and get the meter and hold the meter in front of your face versus having it on there.
Okay, now say the name of that one again for me.
Just look up Sunlight Supply, the Sun
Sunlight
System
Supply,
meter.
that's what it was.
DM Heavy T. He'll send you the link for it, or he'll mail it out to you. You can buy it from him.
Oh, I will too.
All right, dog. Hit us up, Ron.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Big shout out to all you guys and all the cannabis lovers of the world.
Thank
Keep doing
you.
your thing, fellas.
I'm going to send you a swag pack from all of our sponsors, including General Hydroponics, Botanicare, Smart Pots, green pads, and some mission fertilizer, okay?
Nice. See, there's the love right there, brothers. That's love. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you, Doc. 562-653-0707. Man, we are blowing through the phone calls tonight. Are we ready for another safety meeting?
Fuck
How many
yeah, I gotta
more
piss.
breaks do we got to do? I just need to know because we're contractually obligated.
We could do 2.
2 more breaks. Okay, I'll do these live reads when we get back. Remember, Heavy T's Grow Show. Learn to grow your own on DFC Radio. We will be back after these messages.
.com.
Jerome's mom.
562-653-0707.
Oh,
Call
yeah.
in.
It's on the screen.
You know what the fuck going on, man. Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. Got all this dab, all this dab. Got all this drip, all this drip. Got all this dab, all this dab. Got all this drip, all this drip. Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. I got all this dab on me. All this drip on me. I got all this dab, all this dab. All this drip, all this drip. I got all this dab, all this dab. Got all this drip, all this drip.
Throw the bitch a whole nother bean. Got a moon walking like she Billie Jean. She say she on 3, that's a triple team. Say she on 3, that's a triple team. And I'm fucking around and hit 3 niggas. Goddamn shot, that's triple beam. 40 hanging out a nigga denim jean. 40 hanging out a nigga denim jean. And I'm kicking shit, no bully. Walked in the bitch like screw me. But a pat down my foolie. I used to be bro, didn't know me. Swift with me, I ain't talking boom game. Me and everybody hit the motherfucking floor. Got a rollie on my wrist, couple hundreds on my feet. I'm a shit, bitch, you already know. Late night in the church with the killer gorillas and thug niggas in the motherfucking creek. And I'ma throw the D real for a little nigga, and you know that your bitch the receiver. Nigga ain't gon' win on the beetle. Make the whole stand still black beetle. Bitch, you flying them motherfucking eagle. Bitch, you flying them motherfucking eagle.
Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. Got all this dab, all this dab. Got all this drip, all this drip. Got all this dab, all this dab. Got all this drip, all this drip. Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. I got all this dab on me. All this drip on me. I got all this dab, all this dab. All this drip, all this drip. I got all this dab, all this dab. Got all this drip, all this drip. Bitch, I've been damn since sunshine. I run the south, I run sun up the sundown. We can put them fists up, put them guns down. Or we can put them guns on which way you want now. You know with the bird, button down. Blue fade rollers and them diamonds on bust down. Got it bad, now you better hush now. Hey, bitch, I've been dabbing, bitch, I've been having. Rolling all gas, that much now. I ran on the rad, that's a touchdown. I move, fool, good as shit go. So the dick so long, she caught the hiccup. I want thank God for a new year. Hey, I pour that act in the motherfucking roof. Additional year on the coupe. I look up and I ain't her roof. And I kiss shit, no fever. My pockets swell up like the measles. I pull up and pop at your people. Patrolling the spot with the heater. Don't say no name, I got amnesia. I lick in the leave on the teaser. No second, no, I can't repeat it. I told her Michael Jackson beat it. Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. Got all this dab, all this dab. Got all this drip, all this drip. Got all this dab, all this dab. Got all this drip, all this drip. Got all this dab on me. Got all this drip on me. I got all this dab on me. All this drip on me. I got all this dab, all this dab. All this drip, all this drip. I got all this dab, all this dab. I got all this drip, all this drip.
DFCRadio.com.
Okay, got your ballasts, check. Reflectors, check. Fans, check. Just about ready to get growing. The last thing you need is your bulbs.
Let me get like 12 of, whatever's the cheapest you got.
Bro, really? You're using the best soils, best nutrients, best equipment, and you're going to use an Econo brand lamp? If you really want the best of the best, you need to go with the Ushio Hilux Grow Lamp. Ushio Hilux Grow Lamps have the highest quality and consistency in their construction, and they're engineered to give your plants the light spectrum they need for the best growth and biggest harvest. Plus, Ushio is the only company that offers 2100 micromole light output without needing to overdrive your lamps and ballasts. That means more light for your plants and longer light for your lamps.
Wow, I had no idea. Okay, sold. Give me the Ushio Hilux Grow Lamps.
Professional growers know not every lamp will give plants what they need to optimize their growth and yields and maximize profits. That's why the pros choose Ushio Hilux Grow Lamps. Offered in a full range of high-pressure sodium, metal halide, and ceramic metal halide options, Ushio Hilux grow lamps ensure that your plants are covered from seed to harvest no matter what lighting system you're using. For over 50 years, Ushio has been a trusted name and a leader in specialty lighting, and they stand by the name with a no questions asked 1-year warranty. So whether you run 5 lights or 500, you can be confident that you're buying the best horticulture lamps on the market. Ask for Ushio Hilux grow lamps and make sure to check them out online at www.ushio.com.
You are listening to Heavy T's Grow Show on DFZ Radio Network.
What is? Hey, are you a soil grower and tired of using salt and synthetic-based fertilizers and not getting the results that you wanted? Well, for hydroponics, those products work great. But in soil, they suck. All those feeding schedules are out of range for what we think is good for soil growers. Mission Fertilizer is a new product on the market that's specific to soil gardening. They have a grow, bloom, and boost. It's a super premium organic 1 part grow, 1 part bloom, and 1 part boost. It's a feeding program that can be used in bag soils like Ocean Forest and Happy Frog, Victory Mix, or Empire Builder, even Roots Organic, Royal Gold, and so forth. It can be used in any soil mix. Super simple to use, 1 part grow, 1 part bloom, and 1 part boost to get the most out of your garden. It's organic listed, pH stable, and safe to use with tap water. No need to ppm or EC or pH your tap water if you're mixing in Mission Fertilizer liquid. Go to missionfertilizer.com, grow the best, and see the proof is in the plants.
Heavy T, hook me up, man. Thanks.
That's right.
Not getting good results from those compost CO2 makers? Dude, your mushroom bag just ate 3 of my plants. Introducing the GreenPad CO2 generator. The simple, economical, and effective way to add CO2 to your indoor garden. Just hang, spray, and walk away. It's that easy. Since I ditched my old mushroom bags and switched to the GreenPad CO2 generator, I couldn't be happier. I just hang, spray, and walk away. It's really that easy. I don't have to worry about any runaway spores contaminating my room or wondering if it's actually working. I just listen to the gentle sound the green pads make when they're wet, and I know it's working. Thanks, green pads! More effective than those organic CO2 bags, the GreenPad CO2 generator will help increase the CO2 level in your indoor garden safely and easily. Just find a spot high in your garden, hang the pad with the specially designed hangers, spray the GreenPad with water, and that's it. Just hang, spray, and walk away. Adding CO2 to your indoor garden has never been easier. The GreenPad CO2 generator, available at finer hydroponic shops or online at thegreenpadstore.com. That's thegreenpadstore.com.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
DFCRadio.com. I'm just writing. I'm just writing. I'm just writing in my right. In my right. Writing in my right. Am I writing in my right? Am I right? Writing in my right. Am I writing in my right? I'm zoning, street riding in my ride. Where I'm going, I can't even decide. I need to take a breather, a reliever. I will see it when I see it. I'm a leaper, so I piece it. All I need is my speakers and a beat to it. And to speak of this on some deeper shit. I'ma eat with this, you can't compete with this. Keep the reefer lit, keep the heater hit. Call it cheetah swift. When I hit my destination, I need some drinks to sit and keep on going, keep on rolling. Zoning, I'm not going home. Papa was a rolling slow, traveling down this lonely road. Never know where he's gonna go, but oh so ready though. Calm like the calm before the storm. Life's a metaphor, can't ignore what's in store. Mechanic doors opening, I'm focusing, I'm hoping. I'm not hopeless, everything that I've been working for, everything I've been hurt for, like the hunger that you can't
windows cracked to feel the chilly breeze of the spirits calling. Night lights crawling, ricocheting off the water. Vision in the rear mirror, plus I'm watching what's before me. 360 peripherals keep us in the middle, like hubcaps rolling through instrumentals. It's the minimal, Millennium Falcon, master movement, middle dimensional, metamorphosis minerals, laser, DeLorean missiles, Megatron reassemble, coming together in the call with foreign symbols, Brazilian, African, and Castaneda. Say the math for later, for now just enjoy the flavor. Golden, Babodi, Quandy aside, I forget the label. Japanese tires around American rims on a European car, beautiful but so bizarre. And it's all on top of a black top, riding through space, light speed, time still at a racer's pace. The final race.
Duffman here, GrowX, San Jose. I ran into Steve from Sunny Cow Solar. What's up, Steve? How you doing?
We're having a great time here at the show, talking to people that have lots of energy needs for their grow purposes.
And that's what you guys have. You guys are going to provide solar for the grow, the grow room or the greenhouse, or what do you guys actually do? What?
Well, there's two things that we do. We supply solar systems to allow people to reduce their electric bill. And if they're off-grid and don't have access to electricity, we'll install a full battery-powered system for their grow operations off-grid.
Wow. And so, how many panels would, a typical, like a greenhouse, how much do you have to put to make it work?
We just finished a greenhouse job out in the Central Valley here, and it was, I think, 4 greenhouses, about 120 foot long each. We put in a 7 kilowatt array for them, 20 kilowatt hours of battery, a backup diesel generator, and they're completely off-grid.
Wow. So if you want to be off-grid, go check out Sunny Cow Solar. Where are you guys on the internet? Is it sunnycowsolar.com?
That's it. Yep, that'll get you.
There it is, guys, sunnycowsolar.com. If you're off the grid and you need power, this is the cheapest way to do it without the power company coming out there and raping you, right?
Yeah, you're on your own, and that's a good thing.
Yes, thank you, Steve. Thank you very much. Everybody go check out Sunny Cow Solar for your needs.
All right, guys, thanks.
All right, man, thank you. We out. Duffman here, Max Yield, GrowX, ran into Ronnie, and Ronnie is selling rosin presses. Is that what it is?
Correct, you're correct.
All right, so what's up with these rosin presses? What's so special about your guys' rosin presses?
We're offering a fully electric X5 that it's plug and play. You need a 110 outlet, and that's all you need to operate it. No compressor or hydraulic pump needed. And then we do offer also a 20-ton press that is hydraulic or can be converted to pneumatic. They're top of the line. Everything is quality controlled and good to go.
There it is. And if anybody that wants to go check out your guys' rosin presses, it's called Rosin, right? Rosin Industry?
You can
RosinIndustries.com
or Rosin Industries on Instagram.
There it is. If you guys want to press out some of that sticky icky, go check out Rosin Industries. Go get one of their machines and check it out. It's pretty dope. Thanks, man. Duffman here. Ran into Cindy, Blue Lab. Cindy, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. So,
in there, Duffman?
I'm hanging in there. It's getting a little late. Everybody's a little tired, huh?
No, not tired.
Hungover?
No, not that for me.
I'm hungover.
Okay, that's what I was getting at.
And tired. I'm so tired.
You just need to take a little more B vitamin.
There it is, B vitamin. I need it. All right, anyways, there. Blue Lab Cindy here. Let's get serious with it. Dosers, you guys have them.
Yes, we have our new Pro Controller we just launched. So the Pro Controller is going to dose EC or ppm, pH, and it'll record your temperature. So not only does it dose with a peristaltic pump that doses about 120 ml per minute, but it also data logs, and then we've just launched our new Blue Lab app. So our Blue Lab app is going to go to a Blue Lab cloud. So we have our own private server. All that information will be saved for you. So if in case you lost your data for some reason, we can back it up for you. But we have our own app now. So no matter where you are in the world, I can pick up my phone right now and I can look at my New Zealand garden and I can tell you what's going on in the garden. So no matter where you're at, you're going to be able to check out your garden and know exactly what's going on.
That's pretty cool. That's the Blue Lab Cloud. So, like, if you want to go on vacation and you're not, you got somebody watching your stuff, you want to make sure they're mixing everything right, or that actually everything's okay, right, and they're taking care of it.
Exactly. Now you know if they are or aren't. So you go away and all of a sudden you see that you're in an alarm status. You'll get a push notification, and that will tell you that there's something wrong. So you look at your app and you can see exactly, like, your EC's at 3.0 when you're supposed to be at 2.5 or something like that, or your PPMs are overshot, or maybe nobody's even fed for the day. So you've got employees that are working for you. Now you can keep track of your employees and know exactly what's going on, and you can address it right away.
There it is. Don't be slipping, employees, because Blue Lab going to be tripping on you.
That's it. You'll know exactly what's going on.
So go check it out, guys. Blue Lab, bluelab.com.
Bluelab.com, and that's our new Pro Controller. And you get to actually choose what pump size you want. So we've got a 120 mil pump. We got a 1200 mil pump. So you've got a really large garden. You get your choice. So when you buy it, everything's kind of a component. So the Pro Controller is about $1,100. The medium-sized pumps, you get 3 pumps that are going to dose pH, A, and B nutrient at equal parts, and that is about $899. So $2,000, you got a Pro Controller and pumps that'll take care of you.
There it is. Go automative. Go there with Blue Lab and go check out the cloud and fire your employees. Right, Cindy?
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but keep an eye on them.
Keep an eye on with Blue Lab Cloud and their pumps and their dosers, and Blue Lab, everything's good. That's right. I'm Duffman, San Jose, GrowX, Max Yield with Cindy. Thank you, Cindy.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye. Here we are, Canicon, Dr. Duff. I'm up in here in the Natural Enemies. What's the name of your company?
Natural Enemies.
I just said it, bro. Damn, I'm good, dude. I can read. That's Long Beach education at its finest. So, Natural Enemies. What the hell is Natural Enemies, dude? Do I just go get my homies and we go around and we just kick some ass?
For the most part, yeah. Beneficial insects or predatory mites that feed on the pest mites that people have in their garden.
So you have beneficial mites that you sell to the public for their garden to get. What is a beneficial mite? What does it look like?
Well, you can see them with the naked eye pretty easily. Simply, we got pictures here to show you. But yeah, they feed on the pests that you have in the garden. There's no negative impact on your plants whatsoever. It takes the place of any chemical applications to your crop.
What up, Duff here at Long Beach Indoor Gardening Expo, Maximum Yield, of course. I'm here with Green Pads. Mark, hey, how's it going, Mark?
What's up, Duff man?
I'm doing good, man. What do you think about this Long Beach Indoor Gardening Expo here with Maximum Yield? What do you think?
Hey, man, these are all our peeps, so they're all coming by, and they seem to like the green pad. We're getting lots of folks stopping by and giving us some good feedback, and a few new people that are just now learning about it, so it's all good.
So true. And then are you introducing the new product, the Granddaddy Pad? Is that coming out right now?
We have the Granddaddy Pad here available for folks to take a look at. A few select people might get some to take home as a sample, but it's here for people to check out. And now when people want a larger green pad or to use more at one time, we have the answer for that, the GDP.
That's right, the GDP, the gross domestic product. Is that right? Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
gross domestic product. Man, I got it. Wow. Holy shit.
Anything clever.
It's the gross domestic product. And it's from Green Pads. And make sure you get your gross domestic product in your garden to blow it up with CO2 because it's a big-ass pad.
All right, and make sure you listen to the Heavy Tea Show Wednesday night, 7 o'clock.
With the Granddaddy Pad in your lap.
There you go. And you can make sure that you call in Duffman and give him a hard time.
So have you ever thought about making CO2 koozies?
CO2 what?
Beer koozies.
I think that's our next thing. We should do that. We'll work on that.
Yeah, because I'm always drinking in my garden.
Yeah, I can see you got your nice OG one on here. It's nice to keeping your beer cold.
Yeah, but it's not giving me enough CO2. I don't feel like I'm going to pass out yet.
Well, just hold your breath longer.
Oh, damn. All right, well, thanks for the hot tip there, Mark.
All right, Duff man. Good luck.
Thank
See you later.
We're out.
Welcome back to Heavy T's Grow Show. All-Star Clones is still in the house, and since we were talking cloning, the man, the myth, the legend,
up?
the yokedest, buffest dude in the hydro game. GH Rob has given you a run for your money, Josh, but
Yeah,
you're on swole, dog. You're on swole.
I do. I try.
Clonex Josh, what up, Josh?
Chilling, man. Just getting over a little cold, but other than that, doing good, man.
A little Colombian cold. You went hard for Horty's birthday, or what?
No, I didn't make it quite that far.
No?
I haven't been straddling continents, but definitely done a little travel, a little Denver trip, little bit of this and that. So that's what's new with me. Just
Right on.
traveling. Yep, doing the dog and pony show for Clonex and HDI.
Doing it up. And Clonex came out with a brand new product. Everyone knows #1 rooting gel in the world. You guys also have the Root Riots. A couple years ago, you debuted right here on the show the Clonex Mist, which has been a big success for HDI and Clonex. And now under the Clonex brand, you're bringing more root specialty stuff. It's the Maximizer, the Myco product.
Yes, absolutely. Yep, we've had that on the market since this last fall. So just promoting that out there. We got a granular and a soluble. So the soluble is the micronized one, and the granulars, the chunkier of the two. Got some competitive sizes, competitive pricing on it, and good product. It's one of those products that we came out a little late in the game too, but we're hitting it hard now on the street and pushing the product, getting it out there, and it's quality product. So we're excited about it.
Is it something? Well, it's obviously when you plant, you're going to use that. Throw a little bit of the Maximizer down below. You water it in as well, or because some of these Myco products, they're powder that are soluble and you'll water in. Some are granular that you'll lay out beforehand. How do you apply the Maximizer?
You can do both. I've actually done both. In the cloning stage process, dilute in water and soak your cubes in that and clone solution, or pour it over. Notice that worked pretty well in my cloning. And then, of course, when you're transplanting those different plant sites, dust in the root zone there, is going to be effective. And that's kind of how I'm using it.
Just every which way. How about for you, Billy? I always envision the nurseries and cloning guys giving a little instructions along, like a little how they do it at like Home Depot. You get a little planter tag and it says
how to start growing this plant.
Do this or that. Do you recommend using any type of beneficials like that to the people that you sell to, your customers?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's I guess a couple of routes to go, and it really depends, I think, on what kind of system they're going to be growing in. Because if you're in a hydro system or aeroponics or
it gets
recirculating,
nasty real quick.
You're not going to run beneficials in something like that and get away with it.
You used to try to run beneficials, and I think I was the one that kept telling you stop running the beneficials.
It didn't take long to realize that some products don't go good in there. They turn into sludge in a hurry.
And you can use certain ones if you keep the temperature right and you do your reservoir changes. But when you put a living organism in there, first, a lot of it can drown, and it just becomes dead matter in there that can be a catalyst for pathogen. But also has a lot of byproduct and sediment that are usually organic as well. And it gets tough. But a soluble, like the Maximizer powder, you could probably use that in a light dose and maybe a drain-to-waste hydro system.
Yeah, I mean, it's a suspendable, as far as in a drain-away system, I'm sure you could get away with it. It's a tough call. Everyone's got their own different ways and methodologies of going about it. But I think certainly in drain-to-waste, you wouldn't run into types of issues.
You'd be styling.
Yeah.
Croutons. There's a lot of guys running on croutons these days, or straight cocoa, stuff like that. Soilless mediums, totally run this stuff. Like, make a living rhizosphere in those applications. You're going to see a lot better production. You can even use less nutrient.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you talked about the Myco coming on the game a little bit late, but for the listeners, if you love Clonex already, you want that same continuity, the consistency in the product, and something that Clonex is willing to put their name on, you can believe that it's going to work the way they describe it, because Clonex doesn't fuck around when it comes down to it. You guys weren't late to the game in doing the rooting gel and the Root Riots. What is the difference between the Clonex brand and those products compared to all the different knockoffs now that are out there?
Well, I mean, when you're talking about the Clonex gel, we were the very first on the market with that in '89, so that one was a real industry pioneer product, and now it's EPA registered, so that's an expensive process to go
Yeah.
through. But guarantees.
Josh
you
is like,
know,
so I had to take a pay cut.
no issues, right?
Top ramen.
But it was important. It was an important bridge to cross to avoid issues with the
And
EPA.
lucky for you guys, Trump's about to get rid of
I
the
know,
EPA.
right. So the EPA, right.
Like, hey,
No!
Josh, start working out, then you go threaten them with your muscles.
That's right.
Give me your pay raise back.
Hey, Josh, you know where the beach is? It's over there. It's over there. It's over there.
And then the
The
root
root
riots, those have just really taken off. They're popular. It's a huge part of our business. They're an easy to use solution. They're for some people that find the other mediums trickier. Like you commented earlier, I mean, they're just pretty simple to use. They're already, somewhat hydrated. You hit them with a soak. I know people soak them. So, get your Clonex clone solution in there or feed with that, and you tend to have a pretty quick rooting time.
No, that's a good point too. The solution, okay, this is something that you got to clarify for a lot of the people out there, the growers. They don't understand the difference between the gel, the solution, and the mist.
Sure.
Is it all the same active ingredients, just in different forms? What's the deal?
No, it's really easy to explain. So the the Clonex gel is got the IBA in it, which is what signals rooting. It's got some minerals, some vitamins, in a cellulose type base that suspends that, along with the surgical dye that kind of acts as an anti-fungal agent in there. So you got that
I
adheres
like
to
that
the
too,
cuts.
because if for some reason it goes bad, where if you contaminated it with your cut or something, it will turn black, and you'll notice it right away. You want that stuff to be purple, dark purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They've, so that's the Clonex. The clone solution, which is, it's our most popular liquid feed. That is, as a to Z, micro macro trace element, mild based nutrient with B vitamins in there that is just perfect for adolescent plants. So that stage of life from, whether you're soaking your medium to initial rooting seedling to, when you're kind of hardening
So
it
no
off.
IBA in there.
No IBA.
So there are some growers that don't want to use IBA in their grow. So they can use the Clonex solution though as a feed and a soak.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's what a lot of people do. I mean, I go downtown LA and I run into hydroponic stores there, and their standard unit of measurement is 1 gallon of Clonex clone solution per 40-gallon reservoir, and they dunk their Hugos. So yeah, it's definitely commercially popular. It's available in everything from like a 15 ml satchel that does a gallon all the way up to a 5-gallon size and beyond if needed.
Beautiful.
And then the mist,
Yeah, the
the biggest question I get all the time is what separates the clone solution from the Clonex mist. So what I tell people is the Clonex mist is comprised of a spectrum of seaweeds and aminos, which is the biggest real component of that, making it work. There is a mild mineral content to it, registered with it's registered as a fertilizer. But really, what makes that product cook is the blend of seaweed and aminos that result in elevated auxin production in the plant tissue. So you get that.
So we spray the mist on the donor plant.
Yeah.
And then also the clones down, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And is it just once from that point?
Some people, if it takes a little longer to root, I've myself sprayed it a couple times, like maybe 2 times, and then leave the dome. So you hit the adolescent.
You're getting frustrated. Billy said it took 6 days, and this day said it's fucking Clonex mist these bitches.
Yeah. Well, and I've been told too, it helps with people have issues with them yellowing out a little bit, and that the minerals in that product help green them up. So that's another perk. But really, what it was designed to do is kind of get into the tissue of the plant even before you take the cut, and then elevate the auxin level in the tissues so you have more responsive rooting. More root ball, longer root hairs.
Really, you need the trifecta to really pop it off. And what you're going to get is you're going to get healthier roots, faster roots, and be more successful. You also have to be clean and practice the best cloning techniques. But if you do all that and you're using these quality products, you're going to be really kicking your plants off to a good start.
Yeah, you'll do well. And, now, of course, people are integrating the root maximizer because... there are schools of thought out there. There's people that do it right initially after taking a cut and dipping in Clonex. So
and you brought some tonight to give out. So we're gonna from this point on, we're gonna give every caller some maximizer along with some other great grow gear. Call in at 653-0707. Let's get to the phone line. We have Daniel from the Get your paper up. Paper up. Hey, that was Dr. Duff. Remember what he sounded like when he wasn't a selfish bastard?
No, I don't remember that.
Yep. And Tim said he thinks that Duff doesn't like him.
Oh, no, man, he bailed the last time I was here, and then right in the middle of the podcast, and then today's not even here.
Wow.
Yeah. Is that Horty Chris or Duff? It's probably both of them.
Both of them.
Hey, you know, those guys eat a lot of Del Taco. They may just had to take a dump.
That's true.
You know, in eighth grade, I would go up to the chick and say, "You want to dance?" And she would say, "No." And I'd be like, "That's okay. I had to take a dump anyways." Out of my face. Hey, don't worry. And now I'm going to sell your product for you. CanaHub. www.CanaHub. Tim, CanaHub, you know, I really like when you come in, first off. You're a fun guest. But CanaHub is the shit, and you can go to the website. What's up and coming for you guys?
Well,
Do we hashtag Tim McGraw and CanaHub?
Say that over.
Hashtag
CanaHub / CanaHub and hashtag Tim McGraw.
What am I supposed to give my handles at this point? I don't even know them that well.
Yeah, what do we hashtag? What do we look up?
Jerome?
Hashtag we're
I want to see everything.
hub.com.
I'm curious myself.
Our Instagram, let me see. I gotta pull it up because I don't know it.
Okay, while you guys are social circling,
We're
I'm going to
Cana underscore
No,
hub.
this is everybody today is glued to their
Cana
phone.
underscore hub underscore real estate is our.
And
Instagram.
what about events coming up though?
We'll be in Sonoma for the High Times Cup.
Early
I may
June.
or may not be judging. I can't disclose that, but and yeah, it's like June 4th or 5th.
So you are judging.
I know, dude. That's like oh, I may or may.
No.
That's like his first social media little.
They're strict about it. No, I don't know that I'm judging yet. They didn't send out the.
Well, they're so strict. You can mention it or not mention it, maybe.
When you are a judge, you don't talk about it leading up to it. So I may be a judge.
But he is
I'm
accepted.
He's
judge
now
most of the time.
excluded from being a judge.
Yeah, now I'm not going to be a judge because of this.
I'll be real. He's tasted a lot of weed tonight, so I could judge that he could smoke a lot. That's for sure.
He mokes a lot. He mokes it.
Yeah, I'm no rookie. That's for sure.
But yeah, you guys are doing your thing. Let me see your handles here. I have them somewhere.
Damn, you got.
See,
hey,
my people
Facebook's
said
at
some-
CanaHub Real Estate.
My
The
nieces
IG's
would
Cana
laugh
_
at
hub
us
_
right
Real
now,
Estate.
like-
YouTube Cana _ Hub. Is that going to be up for a while? YouTube's been cracking down on these cannabis related shows and content.
We haven't put it on. I think we have like maybe 6 or 8 videos up there. So we
Same
haven't-
with us, bro, because we knew this was coming. It wasn't that same. It had.
I just think
Well,
we're
no,
slacking on our
they used
YouTube front.
copywritten music and got took down. You know.
Yeah.
Same
see?
shit. They got kicked off Vimeo.
Thank you, Jerome.
That's probably that could be a trigger for sure if you're playing the song.
Why don't you just air all of our dirty laundry, stepdad?
That's
Hey,
You're the one that
fuck
brought
that
it up.
Thanks, Jerome.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
You're
You
the
know?
you're the one that let the cops in the room.
Hey, nobody cares about the. Oh, it's all about the new. So just keep listening. You know.
You dry snitching over
We
there.
just keep it real.
Justin is trying to
Too
keep it
real.
real. He wants information on silica.
All right.
What kind of silica, Justin?
I'm just learning about it, so I'm open to any suggestions and info about it.
Okay, are you in soil or hydro?
Soil,
And are you outside or inside?
indoor.
All right, you want to get some type of monosaccharic acid, something that's readily available.
Just real quick, you're like, what are you in? I'm indoor.
Indo.
Are you in soil or cocoa? I'm indoor.
Well, I asked him indoor or outdoor because if you're outside for a full season, potassium silicate, you can use that because it's going to be broken down. If you use it in a short 8-week cycle, you're maybe getting 20 to 30% available silica that you're using because it has to be broken down. Monosaccharic acid will be readily available. Is monosaccharic acid just Tylenol though, Jerome?
Well, this is the standpoint I'm at, and Tim's at a big search of this too. Is the scientific evidence that supports the research we need to create a better product. And as far as the different types of silicas, we can all say what they do. This one's better than that one, but a true grower will have done results and seen what they've done, and it may have helped them or benefited them in different ways. But at the end of the day, it's all about results. So
Data.
yeah, absolutely. So what I would do is if you're
There's
curious,
some guy
start with
loading up
one
some
plant out of
Mountain
your
Dew in his
garden.
reservoir right now.
The only thing you'll change for that one plant is adding whatever type of silica it is. And test it at a very low dosage to start. You don't want to have a plant that's overdosed. It's a lot harder to recorrect problems when it's an overfeeding versus an underfeeding, for instance.
All right, but back to talking about silica.
Well, yeah, with silica, add it to the one plant, see what happens.
This is what I want you to do.
That's true.
Okay, for you though, Justin.
For you.
Justin wants to know. Do your own experimentation for sure. There's a lot of stuff about silica on the market for growers, and your experience. Yes or no? Do you use it?
Well, the thing is I use it, but
Okay.
the thing is everybody out there could hear that and be like, oh, I'm going to use it too or not use it. But the thing is we're not there in your environment to see what you're doing. So always test things at a small scale, no matter what you do, no matter if you think it's going to be beneficial or not.
Right.
Always test to see a result for yourself because everybody's grow environment is different unless you're dealing with something that's a replicated professional scale.
Just be scientific about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Test it
but
on scale
while-
before you go crazy.
Benefits of using silica, potential benefits until you test it, or you should just go use it. The increased stem cell strength. The plant is more resistant to disease, to drought, to heat. You can have increased nutrient uptake. All those things, heavier weight because it's actually in the tissue of the plant as well. So there's a lot of benefits to it, especially with summer coming. If you have trouble controlling your temperatures or you ever have dehydration problems, silica can help prevent the side effects or the negative effects of that. All right, Justin.
Well, thanks for the tips and thanks for the info. I much appreciate
All
it.
right, brother. I'm gonna send you a swag pack, Heavy Tea swag pack from things from all of our sponsors.
All right, cool. Thanks. You're looking out.
Keep growing, player.
You're good.
562-653-0707. Nicole, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. What's up?
I'm a new grower and need to know, should I do LED or high pressure sodium?
Well, let's talk about dimensions of your grow space.
And budget.
I got about a 4x4 size tent. Kind of on a budget. Don't got a whole lot of money.
Okay, then you're gonna get off the LED thought, right?
Well, not necessarily, because if you go LED, sometimes depending on her environment and
Yeah.
what time she
How
runs
hot
her
is it
light, she may not need an air conditioner. If it's cool enough at night that she can exchange the air at a rapid enough rate, she can get away with an LED, not spending that extra money on an AC.
Yeah, the power.
Okay, but if you were gonna get a 300 watt LED, so you didn't have to run AC or exchange the air, why not get a 315 ceramic metal halide that is less than half the price?
Where are you located?
I'm in Kentucky.
All right. Well, for a 4x4, if you're trying to ball on a budget, HPS is going to be more cost effective for the startup of the light. Then you may need some air conditioning or air movement, like Jerome and Tim were talking about. At that point, you might want to get a lower wattage light, LED and ceramic metal halide at lower wattage. Every single time, I would pick that over the HPS. The HPS that gives off more energy, like a nice double-ended HPS, gives off more energy, so you end up with more fruit, more flower, and it has a one hell of a spectrum that gives you the high quality that you're usually looking for. But with one light,
600 watts?
600 watts. I mean, even in the summertime in Southern California by the beach, it's going to get too hot.
And get something that's at least dimmable. Something that's 600 watts and dimmable will dim down typically to around 300 watts.
Yeah, 315.
Okay, what's your take on as far as if they're safe or not? I've always been kind of scared and timid about house fires and whatnot with the high pressure sodium.
If they're wired correctly, they're perfectly safe.
Look for the UL or ETL listing on every light that you buy.
And just don't keep anything close to them. Don't have anything hanging next to them, or no wire.
And that means it's certified for your one light. You're fine on even a 20 amp circuit for plugging it in the wall. If you're looking to add a lot of lights, you need to have the electrical looked at and make sure you have enough power so you don't overload the circuits.
We have those fire extinguisher things too.
Sunlight used to sell those flame defender things.
Yeah, the flame defender.
Yeah.
Yep. You put it right over your light. There you go.
All right.
Well, not right over your light because it reads ambient temperature. That shit might go off.
Nicole, I'm gonna send you.
Oh, my bad. Where do you put
failure.
it? Where do you put it, Jerome?
I usually put it above electrical or above the grow in a distance where it's not getting direct radiant heat from the light itself.
Awesome. Thank you.
Very, very detailed. Nicole, I'm going to send you the entire mission. Fertilizer line, girl.
Yeah.
What?
You
All
just
right,
got
thank
it.
you.
The whole
What?
line. Thanks for
What?
calling.
What?
What? Yay. Y'all doing what I'm doing. Y'all doing what I'm doing.
You dig?
Oh, my gosh. Let's go. Treyway. Bobby D. What's up, Treyway?
Hey, fellas, what's happening?
Y'all doing what I'm doing?
You dig?
What's up? What's going on?
Good show as always. Miss Horty T, but hey, you know, it's a different show without him. Right?
Horty T. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we all get to talk now. There's not so much anger. There's less piss and vinegar.
Right.
I just wanted to piss him off by saying that. Sorry.
Yeah, just say it's a lot better without him.
He's listening right now.
He's not going to be pissed when you say you miss him.
He's trolling you on Facebook right now. Bobby D, where's this guy?
I'm going to take a spot.
Yeah. What up, dude? So what's going on?
All right, man. So no, I was just wondering. I've read conflicting things online. Imagine that these days, right?
Right.
But,
Fake news.
So I don't make it a practice, but once in a while, I have to do a little work in the tomato room when it's dark. Not all the time, but once in a while. And, you know, I've heard that you can use certain colored lights to get in there and it won't wake things up. And I've heard, you know, the negative. And I don't know. I mean, how much harm am I doing? Is it a good practice? Should I just wait for another few hours or, you know?
Try to not open your grow in the dark as least as possible, or open it as least possible. You
Not
don't
a good idea.
Plan your dark cycle stuff for right when the lights go off.
And green light is absorbed by plants, but for some reason it doesn't trigger the plants to become fully photoactive. So they won't hermaphrodite for the most part. Weak genetics will still. It's better to stay out of the room as much as possible when the lights are out. Do as much work as you can in the room. One of the reasons people go in the room when the lights are out are to spray so you don't get a phytotoxicity. There's a couple products that you can add so you can spray when the lights are on. Transport is one of them from Optic Foliar. Or if you have to spray, do it during the lights on period and turn a side light on, like a lamp or a T5 off to the side so that there's still light in the room. The plants will stay awake, so to speak. And then you spray them all down and wait 15 to 30 minutes for them to dry, put the fans on them, and then turn your lights back on. And you'll be fine. Do the work during the lights on period, and you shouldn't have a problem. If you believe that you have caused a problem, Optic Foliar also makes another product called Switch, which limits the hermaphrodation and continues pushes a plant to continue to be in flower mode.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, stay out of there and use green light when you can, if you have to. That's the only thing that's acceptable.
I hate to do it, but once in a while I might have to get in there.
Once in a
you know,
while,
just
I
a
had
couple
one
minutes
too many
and
Miller
that's
lights, and my friend's over, and I'm like, you gotta see this. You got these nugs are huge.
That's usually how it happens.
What? There's preemie seeds in there? No.
It's not.
Those are super huge trichomes, bruh.
Crystals.
All right, Bobby D, I'm gonna send you I don't know, a bunch of different stuff from all of our sponsors, brother.
I've seen that so many times.
All right, I appreciate you calling in and talking grow.
Oh, hey, I appreciate your show. I appreciate the time you guys do to this. I missed you last week, and don't keep up the work on your Insta. That's fun.
All right, dude. Thanks, Doc.
That's right.
He wants me to work more on my Insta. I know, it's so time-consuming.
You got to work on it.
Social media is exhausting.
What is your Insta?
You gotta have people
it's
for that.
Heavy T Grow Show. You can follow now.
Yes, you can follow it. Meow. And those are all legitimate followers. You don't see some dude. You ever notice on some 22,000 followers, then you go on and it's like a bunch of Abba Dabbas.
18 likes.
Yeah, they got like 100,000 followers and like 15 likes.
Right. Yeah. The numbers don't add up.
Be like, my reposts get more than that, sucker.
Hey, yo, face.
All right. Shout out to Tim from Can Hub. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Yeah.
Every single time, I appreciate you coming through, smoking
I love it, man. I'll come in anytime you'll have me.
drinking it. Hey, did you guys get that turboprop plane for Can Hub? Or did
I
you
was
get...
just talking to the broker on the way here, actually, because I'm sick of being on planes and in cars. But I mean, California should be 6 states. Really. I mean, it's that big.
That many people.
I've seen the plan where they want to split it up.
it sucks being in the truck, 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, dude, Canna Hub Real Estate on Facebook, Canna_Hub_ Real Estate on IG.
That's right.
And Canna-Hub.com.
Follow them.
Go check it out. You want to get in the legal cannabis game? Tim could help make it happen. Just make sure you got your shit together.
That's right.
Understand a performer. That's where you put the numbers, and it said this is gonna cost this much,
Right.
and I'm gonna make this much, and at the end of the day, we're gonna be rich.
Balling.
Yep.
Go raise some money.
And do that for 6 years.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot. Okay, it's time for the grand prize question. Tonight. Oh, you got the grand prize question.
Yeah. You got it?
Drum.
Okay.
Your co-host always asks.
Okay.
This ain't your first rodeo. Come on.
You know what's up.
Can I be the Coco? Or
You got it.
Dude, I just watched Seinfeld the other night when George's nickname was
Cool
Coco.
story, bro.
Coco?
Sweet.
You got the question?
I don't have any.
Okay. This is
What
Hold on,
genre of music?
Hold on, I've got
It
it.
has to
I've
do
got
with
it.
the
I've got
show.
Oh, I have the question.
Listen,
Has to do with the
I've
show.
got no. Shut both these guys
All right,
off.
you guys
These
are
guys
out.
didn't have a question. Now all of a sudden I got the question. They got the question. It's something where you put a microphone in front of someone, and they all of a sudden just want to talk over you.
And they got bars.
Listen, we had Yali Bird on, right? Yali Bird, it was a cannabis company. Nick and Chris called in, told us all about the great products. They are creating a strain with a certain music company, music festival. What is the name of that music festival?
Oh, that's a good question.
562-653-0707. What's the name of the music festival that is collaborating with Yali Bird?
Yali.
Grand prize includes a bunch of stuff, including a Guardian meter from Blue Lab. 562-653-0707.
That's like, what, 400 or 500
Phone line.
bucks?
Don't say the answer, Tim McGraw.
Good thing his mic was off.
Tim. Well, yeah, we're going to read that shit when we come back. Don't worry, dog. It's brought to you by 9LX Tech. Yeah, on your paper, not for them.
DFZRadio.com.
DFZRadio.com.
Addiction team full of mean niggas, team green like it's Listerine. Don't cross the squad, man. We get them off, man. We on the front court shooting, you just a ball fan. I'm on the top back, y'all do it all bad. Grind on the regular, tell competitors all bad. Test the team, homie. Watch you fall flat. Don't want the fame, but the change, I need all that. Hustlers get your guap up, rappers get your props up. Cause sky is the limit, and we got heaven on lock up. Back down to earth, street swerving down Atlantic. Long Beach riding to death, we straight smashing. This is for my family, this is for the masses. This ADX anthem, in case anyone asks it. Oh, I'm taking this shit head on. In the streets till 6 in the morning. Niggas don't want no ruckus. Tell me who running with these shots up, boys. We say hustle. Catch me in the booth to the night. Streets holding tight. Grind for my life, for my life. And niggas don't want no ruckus. Bring the bullshit and we'll be dumping. Boy, we say hustle. Hey, I rep my team, rep my city, and rep my scene. I'm down for mine, on the grind all the time, like overtime. I ride to the death, can't do it like this, so don't try to step. Can't move it like this, so don't try to test. Got shoppers on the side of me, right in my left, cause we do it so swift, we do it so sick, and we ain't gonna stop. We got money to get, we got honeys to flip, got the streets on lockdown, so why would we stop now? We holding the spot down. Sour diesel Hennessy, a bad bitch next to me, ADX human going down up in history. Do it to the death of me, so ain't nothing left of me. Dumping off the weaponry, hold it down for centuries. Oh, taking this shit head on. In the streets till 6 in the morning. Niggas don't want no ruckus. Tell me who wanted with these shots up, boys. We say hustle. Catch me in the booth to the night. Streets holding tight. Grind for my life, for my life. And niggas don't want no ruckus. Bring the bullshit and we'll be dumping. Boy, we say hustle. Bonafide hustler, stay up in the street, grinding all day and all night so we can eat. Roll up on your homies like niggas, stick 'em up. Now bags in the stash in the back of the truck. Pounds of the diesel, throw it in the air. Tipping Hennessy for my niggas who ain't here. Back on my feet after shedding a few tears. Give me 2 years stacked up. locked up, but the homie's still here. Rapping ADX, fresh in the full gear. Killing the recession, pumping on the top. Teddy Brock shot, killing blue clots. Haters got no idea you ain't ready. It'll be a sad song if you niggas test me. Them niggas trying to send 100 cops to come get me. Gibbo sprayed a couple shots and told them bitches come catch me.
Taking this shit head on. In the streets till 6 in the morning. Niggas don't want no ruckus. Tell me who wanted with these shots up, boys. We say hustling. Catch me in the booth till the night. Streets holding tight. I ain't grind for my life, for my life. Niggas don't want no ruckus. Bring the bullshit and we'll be dumping. Boy, we say hustling.
You are listening to Heavy T's Grow Show on DFZ Radio Network.
Have you ever been interested in gardening with dry fertilizers? Well, you're not the only one, and let me tell you about Vermicrop Organics and their line of organic dry fertilizers. Healthy plants with a simple 4-step process. Step 1. Just measure out a half teaspoon per gallon of soil or 2 cups per 12 square feet of soil surface area. Step 2. Apply evenly to the soil surface. Step 3. Blend into the top layer of soil to avoid caking. Step 4. Water thoroughly. And that's it, simple as that. Great for vegetables, fruits, flowers, potted plants, trees, shrubs, annuals, and perennials. It's Vermicrop Organics VermiVeg 744. Along with the VermiBloom and PK Boost, you will have a complete line of organic nutrients and a garden that will thank you with a great harvest. Looking for an even simpler way? Then check out the Vermiol 666. This game-changing mix is formulated for all stages of growth in the fast-paced garden of champion vegetable and flower growers. And check out the VermiBat Guano Fertilizer and the VermiBlood Blood Meal Fertilizer for feeding oversized, nitrogen-hungry plants. Learn more at vermicrop.com. That's vermicrop.com.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
What is? Hey, are you a soil grower and tired of using salt and synthetic-based fertilizers and not getting the results that you wanted? Well, for hydroponics, those products work great. But in soil, they suck. All those feeding schedules are out of range for what we think is good for soil growers. Mission Fertilizer is a new product on the market that's specific to soil gardening. They have a Grow, Bloom, and Boost. It's a super premium organic 1 part grow, 1 part bloom, and 1 part boost. It's a feeding program that can be used in bag soils like Ocean Forest and Happy Frog, Victory Mix, or Empire Builder, even Roots Organic, Royal Gold, and so forth. It can be used in any soil mix. Super simple to use, 1 part grow, 1 part bloom, and 1 part boost to get the most out of your garden. It's organic listed, pH stable, and safe to use with tap water. No need to ppm or EC or pH your tap water if you're mixing in Mission Fertilizer liquid. Go to missionfertilizer.com, grow the best, and see the proof is in the plants.
Too much stuff. That's too much stuff. Too much stuff. That's too much stuff. He talking all over the callers. That's too much stuff. His wife hands all over my ballers. She has too much stuff. The same 3 jokes every show. That's too much stuff. A black eye his wife have to blow. That's too much stuff. Too much stuff. She got too much stuff. That's too much stuff. That's what he's pimping 101. That's too much stuff. You're listening to the Heavy T Grow Show on DFZRadio.com.
Heavy T hooked me up, man. Thanks.
That's right.
Hey, I'm in the zone.
Dr. Duffman here. Wanted to talk to you about what I wish I had in my garden. And that, my friends, is a Nanolux double-ended fixture, which is leading the industry as I speak in double-ended technology. I will no longer need 10 150-watt lights to cover my 5x5 area. With just one double-ended fixture from Nanolux, I can cover that area. Also, no more need for that pesky Richter timer of mine that goes off at all kinds of random hours. With Nanolux's fixture, it comes NCCS ready, meaning I can control it on my computer. So if you're like me and your lighting situation sucks, then upgrade to Nanolux's double-ended fixtures today, and don't be a duff man. For more information on Nanolux, check them out at nanoluxtech.com. That's NANOLUXTECH.com.
Hey, bro, your garden's looking sweet, man. What are you using?
Yeah, man, I'm using a premium cocoa nutrient, Cocoa Tech A and B, man. It's an aggressive formula for increased yield during the flowering phase.
Wow, so this is made specially for cocoa?
You better believe it, man. It comes with easy-to-use 2-part formula. Formulated aggressive growth and superior blooms.
Whoa, bro.
Yeah, man. Tell 'em, Bob.
This aggressive formula contains proprietary blends of calcium to ensure your plants thrive. Backed by years of research, Cocoa Tech Premium Cocoa Nutrients are specifically designed to support and enhance your cocoa core growing experience. Use Cocoa Tech Premium Nutrients with Cocoa Tech Premium Cocoa Core for optimum results.
Yeah, man.
Love that money.
Heavy T Grow Show, baby.
DFZRadio.com.
Yeah, like you love me here, bro. You're listening to DSCRadio.com. Oh, DSCRadio.com. Oh, man, it's like you love me here, bro. You're listening to like you love me here, bro. You're listening to DSCRadio.com. Oh, DSCRadio.com. Oh, man, it's like you love me here, bro. You're listening to
Sad song on the track, yeah. All the dab on me, man. All the drip on me and G Bentley, man. Ain't know what the fuck going on, man. Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. Got all the dab, all the dab. Got all the drip, all the drip. Got all the dab, all the dab. Got all the drip, all the drip. Got all the dab on me. Got all the drip on me. I got all the dab on me. All the drip on me. I got all the dab, all the dab. All the drip, all the drip. I got all the dab, all the dab. Got all the drip, all the drip.
Throw the bitch a whole nother bean. Got a moon walking like she Billie Jean. She say she on 3, that's triple team. Say she on 3, that's triple team. And I'm fucking around and hit 3 niggas.
Yo, what is? Welcome back, Heavy T's Grow Show. It's grand prize time, and we're going to get right down to it. The question is, what, who, where, what?
How?
Brain farted. Yali Bird is collaborating with a certain music festival.
Yali, not Jolly.
To create a strain specific for this music festival, for the mood of it, or strains. They were on earlier. That's the question, 562-653-0707. While we're waiting for the last two lines to fill up, I have events and news brought to you by Nanolux. Nanolux, makers of fine lighting systems distributors of light bulbs, NanoLuxTech.com. All right, the event's coming up. MJ BizCon. It's happening right now in New Orleans, May 9th through 11th. The largest, oldest, and most trusted business-to-business cannabis trade show. The BizCon introduces MJ BizCon Next with a focus on near future of the expanding cannabis industry. For executives growing their companies and emerging industry professionals looking at cutting-edge innovations, new technologies, and how cannabis business grow in a rapidly advancing market. Next is your show. Next will be May 9th to the 11th at the New Orleans Memorial, I think that's what it says. Morial. Long Beach Public School System did not do this staff good. New Orleans Memorial Convention Center. For more information, visit mjbizconference.com. That was tough, I know. I set the bar low for you to come in.
Sorry, it wasn't working at first, man.
Well,
I just had
That's
to
why you
test
gotta
it.
blow
Hey,
on
Darth Vader, just read the fucking page.
All right, so the California Cannabis Expo in LA kicks off May 12th through the 13th. Will be hosted by the California weed blog T-Magic Box in LA, California, Los Angeles.
Nice.
This expo will be the first chance your business will have to connect with the thousands of cannabis businesses, investors, legal experts, and dispensaries taking flight in the new California recreational atmosphere. Damn.
I want to go now.
We're tired of this old school boring business convention model. Become a part of the first business to show how you truly
Let 'em
innovate
know.
our community can be.
Let
That's
'em
the
know.
cannabis community, y'all. For more info, visit cannabisexpo.net.
Dude, you sold me.
Whose great idea was that to put the first one I read, then that one, dissing the first one, right next to each
I
other?
want to read one because he did such a good job.
All right, you're up, Tim. He can.
I gotta. Okay.
And he can.
And he can. The Vermont Cannabis and Hemp Convention, May 12th to 13th. 12th to the 13th. New England's largest cannabis convention series arrives in Burlington for the first time for 2 full days of exhibitions, educational seminars, and speakers related to MMJ. I should say cannabis. Industrial hemp, CBD, wellness products, and the ever-growing NE, which is New England cannabis industry.
Oh, Judge Tim McGraw's already judging our reading here. Cannabis Cup Judge Tim McGraw.
You've been judged.
Send $100 bills to him if you want to win.
You've been judged.
I am not going to be a judge now.
Champs.
For more info and tickets, visit NECAN, that's 2Ns.com.
This is my favorite one because it's one line. Champs, May 15th through the 17th, Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Oh.
The premier counterculture business-to-business expo since 1999. Get tickets at champstradeshows.com.
Damn, and you leave the big one for Big Jerome over here. Fucking Heavy J
It
over
might be the
here.
first time that
Fuck.
anyone said you got the big one. Go
Damn.
ahead.
So, Saving Sophie Rally. This kicks off May 18th to the 19th. That's LA, Los Angeles, California.
Yeah.
This rally for kids with cancer will embark on an epic
Fuck cancer.
2-day adventure alongside your celebrity teammate in support for cannabinoid training programs. That's a little puff pass, I believe. The rally is unique, exhilarating, and memorable. What the
you got
fuck is
stuck
this
on the
shit?
same word.
Exhilarating and memorable event that provides participants.
Aaliyah Spellcheck might have expired on her Mac.
Man, this
gotta
shit's
update
crazy. With 2 incredible days filled with fun and excitement. Described as a high-end scavenger hunt meets amazing race, quote unquote. I think that fuck, man, this
event's
is
gonna be
corporate
awesome.
as fuck.
Go to savingsophie.org.
Yeah, I mean, this event's gonna be luxury vehicles. Will challenge the most inspiring and entertaining. Saving Sophie will support savingsophie.org, and you can continue on that trajectory to bring cannabinoid training programs to our hospital partners in support of pediatric human trials that are currently in the planning phases. For more information, how you can get involved, reach out to Leanne, that's Leanne at solutionswithimpact.com or LQ. You Arturo, or man, fuck, man, LQUAR.
Contact Leanne.
Yeah,
Contact Leanne.
Yeah, Leanne. She got the 411.
That's savingsophie.org. It's a great organization and an awesome benefit.
Man, why the fuck
go
did I get that long?
go check it out. It's helping kids with cancer, which is of course something that's near and dear to our hearts here at DFZ Radio.
Fuck all forms of cancer.
Definitely.
Canada Grow Expo. Should I do the Canada Grow Expo?
Yep, that's
wow.
you.
Oh, Canada Grow Expo, May 19th to 20th in Palm Springs. A 2-day educational expo dedicated to the art and science of growing cannabis. The Canada Grow Expo is open to all 18 plus. I'm guessing that is.
Damn, they're 18 plus that for sure type that.
Yeah.
Shit.
There's a couple mistakes here, but anybody 18 plus is intended for cannabis growers, grow managers, dispensary owners, and grow enthusiasts. Explore the latest cannabis cultivation technology, tools, and techniques. Canada Grow Palm Springs will feature a selection of 35 plus cultivation-focused educational sessions led by world-class growers over 2 action-packed days.
Is Grow Champion Jerome going to be there?
Action packed. Man, they can't afford me.
Okay.
There's endless networking with cultivators from all around the globe. And Expo Hall packed.
Go to CanadaGrowExpo.com. That's going down now.
Or just go to Heavy Tea Grow Show every week.
The
to
Cali
get your real
Roots
grow knowledge.
Festival, May 25th and
Yeah.
27th at the Monterey County Fairgrounds. Cali Roots Festival isn't just a music festival. It's a movement festival.
Hint.
It's a way of life. It delivers a cosmic blend of good vibes, true happiness, family, peace, love, and joy to all who enter.
Hint.
It is out of this me. It is out of this me, pure energy.
Meow?
It is out of this pure energy.
It's hard to read
The
when
energy
you're
of natural and peaceful
You guys gotta learn
rebellion.
how to
California
improvise,
Roots was
bro.
born. We discovered the ecstasy that culminates from listening to awesome music, smiling at your neighbor, and dancing with strangers naked. California
Damn.
Roots
Jerome loves that.
is about living life
That's
to
some
the
hippie
fullest
shit.
and bun tacos. Buy your tickets at CaliforniaRootsFestival.com.
Oh, I see the ad-libbing now. The
What,
naked part.
are we sharing the
News,
now?
yes. You got to finish it. This is brought to you by Nanolux.
So do I read this first one?
Yes.
Man, why do I get the long? All right.
You want me to do? All right,
Look,
news.
look,
Bill to lower California cannabis tax
They're
rates
all
passed.
long.
Okay. Go ahead.
They're all long. This is some fucked up shit.
Well, okay, this is where we
Gotta step it up, man.
paraphrase. Paraphrase it.
Do it.
Bill to lower California cannabis tax rates passes second committee, and then.
You know, Sacramento, and then 3157, and then it's a movement. Tom Lecky.
Yeah, it's
he
going down.
did his
According
damn
to
thing,
the-
cake.
Oh,
and
right.
then, you know, what's good?
That's a wrap. Let's go
Yeah.
to the grand prize question. What music festival is Yali Bird
Yali,
collaborating with?
Not Jolly.
Right. Let's just go down the line here. Erica.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey.
Hi.
What
Hey.
you What you doing?
I've been listening to your all show forever. I've done blue so much, bud.
Oh goddamn,
Damn,
you're
she
high
need
as
to
shit. So
recoup.
you listen to
Yeah.
the entire show. What is the music festival that Yali Bird is collaborating with to make their own strains?
Hopefully it's fucking Firefly.
Firefly is your final answer.
It was fucking Firefly.
Nope.
Firefly is my final answer.
I don't even know if that's
Fong,
wrong.
fong, fong, fong. No.
That's wrong.
Erica.
Sorry, Erica.
She said it with conviction,
Bye,
man.
Erica.
I was believing it.
You said hopefully it's Firefly.
Yeah.
Daniel.
That's not too much conviction.
Daniel.
She was guessing.
Yeah.
Daniel, how you doing, Daniel?
So say hell yeah.
What's up?
What's up, man?
Yali Bird, they were on. They're collaborating with a music festival. What is it?
What is it?
I said the National Cannabis Festival, but I guess I'm wrong since that's not musical at all.
Fong, 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 fong.
That's the
No.
only thing you was right about.
Gotta listen to the entire program.
You just read it.
Shut up. God damn it. Tim McGraw, the worst judge of all time. My
Nah,
gosh.
you're fucking up my.
You're fucking up my rhythm. All right. Tone Loke.
Tony.
Tony in the house. What's up, dog? Tony, you there?
No, Tony.
Tony blew it. Bob.
Hey, hey.
What's up, Bob?
You got it, my man.
Yali Bird is collaborating with a music festival to create their own strains. What music festival?
Would it be Cali Roots?
Yes, it is! That's right, and we're giving away a Guardian meter. We're giving away the full line of Mission Fertilizer, some Smart Pots, a Granddaddy Pad. GDP. What else do I have over here? A gallon of Turpinator.
Oh, my God.
A T-shirt, some stickers, a lot of gear. And Bobby, every Wednesday night, who's hooking you up with the freshest grow gear and the dopest grow knowledge?
The Heavy Tea Grow Show, yo.
That's what's good. Thanks, Bobby. Bobby listened to the entire show. Shout out to Yali Bird and Cali Music Festival, all of our sponsors for the support, the guys that make this happen, and the ladies that make this happen every week. My co-host, Jerome. My guest, Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
Jordab lurking and smoking all my weed. We'll be back next Wednesday. So other than that, we out.